Hey, welcome everyone to Sunday Night Geekery. It's been a great hangout with the gang here. So let me show the screen here. We've got Clobberin Times, Maddie's Daddy, Arwen
Yo.
Avalon, and Dadman Walking 55, fresh off his 21 kill Fortnite game. So I think we should call you Dad Dad Killer Walking. Or
Our dad man killing, yeah.
that's pretty impressive, Dadman, with 21 kills in a match. So I was joking, you're slacking, but not
I,
bad.
I
Not
think the
bad.
I think the most before was 13, and that was only once. But yeah,
Yeah. And
I,
Clobbering Times wasn't there as your good luck charm, right?
but no, but
Normally.
the lovely Arwen,
As far as he
Avalon,
knows.
and well, yeah, he might have been with us in spirit. But with Arwen and my Mrs. Dadman there, they led the way.
Well,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
I don't know, but thank you for your confidence. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, I have lots of confidence in you, ladies.
So we have a Fortnite addiction in this group, and we occasionally
Oh,
invite Clobbering Times to play, and we always joke because whenever he comes on, mostly just to hang out and chat with us, but we always seem to
Clobby
do
keeps
pretty
us all
well.
sane.
Oh,
Exactly.
He
And
does.
so, Steve, do you, Maddie's daddy, do you play any of the Fortnites or any of those kind of video games? Or you just do the graphic design in the background and
yeah, I don't play games. Years ago, I played Plants vs Zombies, and I got addicted to it.
yep.
So I stopped playing games altogether. I was never a big gamer, but um, yeah. So
Wise
I
man.
But your
Oh,
day job is graphic design basically, and how would you
uh,
describe your day job? If
mostly I'm an animator. Although now I'm working. My title is senior. What is my title? Senior art designer. I had to look. Uh, but I'm not a graphic designer by
okay,
training. I'm an animator, so
animator, okay.
yeah. So, but um,
And these days it's all
job pays
via
well.
computer, obviously. Yep,
Mostly,
mostly,
yeah. I
right?
mean,
Yeah,
I can still do pencil and paper. Matter of fact,
okay.
right behind my computer, I have an animation table with a light, you know, disc and
Oh, so you do like the old fashioned.
oh
Great,
wow.
yeah.
Oh,
This is
how
how
cool.
that's how you aim your camera, and
Nice.
you can see
wow,
the three head called the
nice.
Acme pegs. I don't know if my camera's right now. There it is. Um,
So
so
you
yeah,
obviously you'll use a digital camera these days, I guess, to take pictures of the work, or how does that work?
you can. I've actually got that right around here somewhere too. Yeah, you can mount it on the. I should do a show about this one day. No, I can mount it, or usually what you just do is you get these days you get a scanner with a bulk feeder, and just put it all on top of the feeder and just go to lunch while it scans in, uh,
Okay,
and then you have to. It's more time consuming these days to do it by hand drawn, because any way you do it, you got to clean up the. When you're doing animation, you flip paper back and forth to see the movement. People think you do it with a light table, and you only use that for copying details or checking the size, make sure that as the hand moves across, that it doesn't get bigger or smaller, things like that. But mostly, you see the movement by flipping two pages, or you can put it between three fingers, so you can flip three pages. Get really
oh, cool.
fancy, use both hands, and you can do five. But it bends up the paper, and so when you feed it into the scanner, you get all these artifacts that you have to go and clean up. So, in that regard, 3D is faster and cheaper, but I think it doesn't have the charm that the old school. I still like watching Jungle Book or
I
um,
agree.
Yeah,
classic stuff like that, or
the hand drawn. Yeah.
yeah, or even Iron Giant, where they did a technique where I think they did 3D and then hand drew over it to make the giant look sort of 3D, but still fit in the 2D world. So yeah.
That's a classic. Yeah, that's
So
tough to get that
cool.
Walmart finger. Yep. So you do. So what kind of programs do you use on the 3D side? Then you use like Blender or
Uh,
ZBrush, or are you
Keep going. Yeah, Maya.
Maya? Yeah.
Ever,
Okay.
ever heard of Lightwave?
Yep. Lightwave. Yep. Well, I got
I,
a friend who's. I should connect you guys, but he's an artist and a amateur animator, and he was
oh,
trying to
nice.
help me do some things with a 3D printer and So I've
Yeah.
been trying to teach myself, I've seen ZBrush and what he can do with it. So it's pretty amazing. I was trying to do some 3D figures and 3D models and things, or just mainly be able to tweak them. Just if you've got a model, to try to get it to fit on the bed, or to change a few features, and trying to teach myself some of those programs. And I know CAD from my engineering background, but it's a totally different world.
Totally
But
different
it's
beast,
just incredible what you can do with some of these programs. So
Mark, I saw that picture of whatever that was that you did on experimenting. Was that the graphic?
no, that was a mistake. The spaghetti on the 3D printer.
Yeah.
So what happened? I was trying to print something, and then I don't think I had the right supports, or they got knocked off, so I wasn't watching the printer, and it kept going. So then it scrambled. It's called a spaghetti or spider web on your 3D printer. So it snapped off the 3D heat, the heat break, and broke everything. Physically, not permanently, but on the printer. So I've been trying to get that up and running, and then put it back together, and then it still was jamming. 3D printers are a fickle beast, so I was that I should have saved that. Yeah, modern art sculpture, but
that was interesting.
yeah, but it wasn't supposed to turn out that way. And then I thought I had it all back up and running, and try to print it, and then it was clogging up on me. I was like, I could use some expletives, but so yeah, I was trying to learn a little bit of Blender, and try to print some things for some friends. And I've been doing those Doomsday Machine printouts and things, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. But it's like anything, you gotta, it's it's not like a toaster oven where you put your toast in and you get your toast in 2 minutes. You gotta be like if you had to tweak the toaster oven and figure out what you're gonna some settings on the toaster oven, and I gotta set it to 179, but if it's 180 it won't work. So yeah, because I guess you were talking about you had some Hulk models, Maddie's daddy, that we maybe could try to print, or some kind of things that'd be fun to 3D print. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, before I shut my work computers down over there, I had my demo reel up, and I had a 3D head of Arnold Schwarzenegger spinning around. I was looking at, yeah. So I made when I was looking for work, I made Arnold Schwarzenegger's just from like neckline up. I've got Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk, the whole thing, and
Nice.
and Patrick Stewart, but I never did the eyes.
Never did the eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you go to 3D print something like that too, you've got to slice it, or and the other thing you can do too, you can design the print or the model to make it easier to 3D print, because it's all we're getting really geeky here, but think of like a you're melting plastic and you're just squirting it out, kind of like out of thing of toothpaste, and so you're building it up. So if you don't have the support there, then the arm could fall off, or as you're printing. So you can also design the model to try to make it easier to print. But yeah, so a lot of times you see these things and there's a lot of work that goes into them, and it's you're just not like just pushing a button, and it's not a replicator yet. So
It's amazing that anything like that can even be done,
isn't it?
I said it's amazing that anything like that can even be done.
Yeah. No,
Yes,
I was agreeing.
yeah.
There's Janet. Hey, Janet.
Yep. Hello, Janet. So we got Janet here. We got just another red shirt. Hail, just another red shirt. I got to pay attention to my chat. Yep. And we've also got, I think I saw Captain Deckard Spock there.
Hey.
I think. Yep.
Deckard.
Yep. So replicant or not, I'm not going to get into that debate. I always thought he was human, but yeah, I don't want to get Captain too mad at me. And I think, yeah, I just enjoy the movie and like it. All 7 or 8 versions, depending on how you count that eighth version. Yeah, that's like The Prisoner. You're trying to figure out the watch order, and is that the most debated watch order in history, or
no, not really. I mean, that's just a fan order. I mean, that's
no, but in terms of shows, I'm like
watch orders aren't usually debated, but yeah.
Yeah, but that one's like, what other watch order really is debated? I guess it's Star Trek. You got the Proud Order, maybe.
Yeah,
Babylon 5 is pretty heavily debated.
Well, the watch order on Babylon 5 is kind of set from the broadcast order, isn't it? Though, I mean,
it is, but I've had people say, and I won't name names, But they're like, oh, you don't have to watch the pilot. You don't have to
They
watch
are
the
so
movie.
wrong.
I'm
I know
like,
who you're
oh
talking
my
about.
God. Thank you. Thank
I
you,
know who
Bobby.
you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
I know. No, not only that though, you're right, because they're the movies and the specials and all that stuff. You got some of the movies interject between episodes and things like that. With
Yes.
Babylon 5, it is complicated, but yeah.
And it's been
Well,
hotly debated.
But people
And
tell
I'm
you don't have
right,
to.
so.
But yeah, you're right, because people tell you don't have to watch season 1 are dead wrong.
How could you not? Because then you would be so lost when these characters come back up.
Yep.
So to me, that blows my mind. And I still love everyone. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're just wrong when it comes to Babylon 5. Just saying.
Yes, indeed.
What do they say? You're entitled. You have the right to be wrong.
Yes, you have the right to be wrong, and I still love you.
So far.
Or as my dad would always say, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it. Hey, look at Amanda. Look at Amanda Gillum. Hello there.
Yeah,
Haven't seen her
welcome,
before.
Amanda. Yep, thank you for being here. Yep, appreciate
Amanda.
hanging out with on Sunday night. Yep.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Amanda.
We have ladies
Yes,
here.
Hey,
Captain.
y'all.
Yep.
And Mark, I still.
That's because we got Thor here.
Mark, I still say I'm perfectly
Oh, yeah.
Amanda, even though she might
Not
disagree.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Dadman. We can play that one again quickly. I was trying to make this clip shorter, but here we go. Now, since you mention it, we gotta.
Amanda.
We'll unmute Dadman. Yeah, I got to shorten this clip so I can just have the screaming part there. But
Unfortunately, you gotta
Oh,
find
okay. We're
him.
going to Dirty
I thought he
Dogs.
was right near me. Where did he go?
If you guys can locate me a weapon, I got us a flying saucer.
Nice. I'm never that way. I
God
found
damn it, Mark! Jeez. And I'm nuking the team.
God
Oh,
dang it!
Llama!
That was worse than when I played Dead by Daylight and Amanda's torturing me.
Good, Llama. Don't you dare.
I'm still sorry for the slip up on the language, Mark.
That's okay. That's okay. I know I'm a scary guy, so yeah.
Oh my gosh. I wish I had been in the room when that happened. Oh.
The funny thing was your character actually jumped in the game too.
No!
You actually you literally jump, like you hit the jump button.
Everything with me is full contact. Yeah. So watch me. If you saw me play Fortnite physically, you'll see that I'm bending and twisting. And my kids even like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "Because it's going to make me turn more or lean more." You know, it's crazy. So.
So Captain Deckard Spock says, yeah, on Cardinal Sin, yeah, he's had some great guests with Tracy Torme. They're just deconstructing the prisoner right now, starting with the view order debate. Yeah, that's
Well, it can be deconstructed. Only Patrick McGowan could have done he couldn't do it really. As far as the debate, the view order, I'm not that stringent on it. I like that fan order that they came up with, that 6 of 1 came up with, is the best. It's the one I tell people they should do. But if you don't, it doesn't kill anything. Although it just kind of makes things a little bit out of whack a little. But it's not it's never. To be honest with you, I'm not really that committed to it. I just think it's good for further, because I didn't see it in that fan order. But when someone asks about it, if I can, I say, yeah, go in that order. It's kind of a good way to do it. You'll be jumbling up your Blu-ray set or wherever your episodes a little bit.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times too, you'd buy the DVD and then you just watch it on, before the interwebs and all that, the fan debates. I mean, maybe there were,
Broadcast
there were fan magazines and stuff. But how would you even, talk about it, right? So you just grab what was on the DVD. So we got Polly's Minion here. So welcome with the pupper. Glad you're
Howdy,
here.
Polly. Next time you're in Vegas, let's do lunch.
Yeah.
Maybe Eric will be here too. We can all do lunch.
Hey, Captain Decker, is there disagreement on the Star Wars viewing order? I can't even imagine. Just watch Star Wars Empire, and then that's about all you really need to watch. But if you must watch Jedi, do that. And then if you want to watch those prequels, yeah, go ahead. But it's really only 77 and 1980 that matter. Sorry.
I heard people discussing how they should introduce Star Wars to millennials.
Oh,
Yes, no, there was a big debate on Facebook. I was with
Unbelievable.
some
I can't-
friends were all asking me what the order was to watch, but this was before the new garbage came out. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would even include those. But I mean, some
Mm-mm.
people were saying, before Empire, what was the order? It was Star Wars, and then go back to. I'm trying to remember what the order was, and watch, before Darth Vader. What was the first movie?
you mean Phantom
Jar
Menace?
Jar. Phantom Menace, then go to Empire.
What?
What?
I'm just
would it-
Okay, that's
don't shoot the
that's-
messenger. I'm
No,
just
no,
telling
I'm
you whatever.
I'm just
Sorry,
curious.
Mark.
Did someone ever say that? Really?
Here we go.
Yeah.
That
See,
is-
there you go.
that-
See,
that-
so
that
yeah,
just make-
some
that just
people
makes
were,
no logical sense
But that
because
just doesn't make any sense. That makes no
Yeah.
sense.
but
No
some people were trying to argue that you get the background on Darth Vader, which I didn't think you actually needed. I think that kind
Yeah,
of
you
hurt
don't
the
need
character. If you had had
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
if you had had if I was the writer of the first movie, I would have had mostly Darth Maul and some of the political intrigue, but I wouldn't have any of Sky. I wouldn't have had any of Darth Vader as a kid. I think Jake Lloyd has had some problems, and I don't think it was fair. People were picking on him personally, but the acting performance is not that great. But heck, if you saw me in a play at age 8, I wasn't that good either. So,
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
fair
of pressure. But I think that whole, other than the the incredible scene with the the sky cycles or the pod race, which is a phenomenal video game for you video game people
This
out
video
there.
game. Yeah.
But it is a video game. But that's an incredible scene. But if they had done more Darth Maul and how the Empire came about or that kind of stuff, and then made Darth Vader's character a little bit darker, and then they take out the romance. So I guess I think it was Seth Green or someone had done like a 45-minute cut of the first 3 movies.
Wasn't Topher what's his face?
Maybe, or Topher Grace maybe, or
The guy that for some reason had to play Venom in that stupid Spider-Man 3. What was it? Topher,
maybe it was
whatever
him.
his name?
Yeah.
He did it, I think. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, to your point about romance and stuff, my oldest kid was 2.5 when Attack of the Clones came out, and I actually heard somebody say that was a good movie or one of the best, and I'm like, okay, I just couldn't respond. But my oldest was 2.5 and watched that movie twice in the movie theater. It's a 2.5-hour movie, and at 2.5 years old was amazing. But what was neat that the second time she watched it, it was on Naboo, and they were playing around in the fields and all. She turns to me and says, "Daddy, when are they going to quit romancing and start fighting again?" Yeah, she wanted to fight. It's pretty neat. But yeah, that's how kids are observant with stuff like that.
Well, look, I want to. Okay, okay.
Oh, let's
okay.
just say goodnight to Amanda, and I actually just did a Gary.
Good night, Amanda.
Myself out of the,
Good night, Amanda.
I bounced myself
Good night,
out of the
Amanda.
stream. I hit a function key on the keyboard. I slipped, and I'm like, "Oops, where'd the stream go?" So here's one for you, Gary. I know how it feels. Yeah.
Yeah. Good night, Amanda. Yes, Trilogy of Terror. But that avatar gets you more attention, Dad, man. That spooky ass avatar from that spooky ass movie.
It's
really
like
does.
shock because I look over at Arwen and it's just beautiful, gorgeous redhead there, and then I look over at this scary gaping maw of razor sharp teeth, and then Mark's somewhere in the middle. He's like your average,
Yeah.
family guy.
Yeah,
Not that family guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was just on with Lorena Creole tonight, and I get to blame her for that because months ago she mentioned Trilogy of Terror and a possessed tiki doll. Well, I remembered growing up, I had nightmares, and I really, nightmares are real things and stuff. And I remember having real nightmares about something chasing me around the room, on the floor, and stuff like that. And when I saw, and I looked it up, it was this stupid thing here. And like Mark says, lock your ovens. Don't forget that oven. And it was this thing. So, well, what's funny is I went on a show. I didn't change it for a couple of days. I just went on other shows. And wherever I went, people started making a big deal out of it. The hosts were like insane about it, and they kept talking about it. Clobberin was great. He's like, scariest avatar on YouTube. And it was like, but the worst, I think the biggest one, and Mark knows this because Mark was there. There's a Battlestar Galactica podcast, and Racquel was on it. and she stopped the whole discussion to look at the Avatar and have a discussion on it. Like, do you make those? Do you? It was so cute. And Mark's out there, Trilogy of Terror. Mark, do it. Mark's right there on it. It's like, but it just took a life of its own. So I was there with Lorena tonight, and I told her thank you again because I don't show my faces. I'm not pretty enough anyway, and definitely not like Arwen or my wife. But that's become our identity now. And somebody in the chat actually made a comment. They said because Culture Casino was on it, and they were like, yeah, it's the Culture to Casino to Dad Man is like before drugs and after drugs or something like that. Because I was like the after drugs part of the picture. It's like, yeah.
Well, I was gonna write. Almost gonna write the Avatar was the before drugs. I saw that comment. Yeah, I decided not to write it.
Yeah. It's like,
Well, Steve, you almost got it right. There you go.
yeah.
I would need Decker's order explained to me though. The one he put in there, you saw that one?
Yeah. So that's actually So you've got the original, which didn't have a number when I saw it, since I'm getting up there.
Star Wars, yeah.
And then you got Empire, and then you go to Phantom Menace.
I don't understand.
Attack of the Clones, and then Revenge of the Sith, and then you've got the last movie. Actually, out of all the prequel, I mean, I think the prequels have definitely aged much better since the new ones are so horrible, and there's some really good scenes in the prequels.
That's fine, but yeah,
that's the logic of if you want to look skinny, get fat friends.
That's what
I'm trying.
That's what I've been trying to do, but I can't find any big enough. I can't find any fat enough. So I'm screwed. But I don't really. I mean, if you do want to watch the 6, because Disney filth is filth. I don't get the 6 being after 1, 2, and 3. I would have to have that explained to me. I guess I'm just dumb.
See, my problem is, with the exception of the Clone Wars, which actually helped me like Anakin Skywalker, the animated one. When I watched the prequels, I could not care less about him. He annoyed me so much.
Yeah.
I could not wait until he became Darth Vader. And look, I love a good romance. I am a traditional chick. I love romance in my movies, but that romance was so forced and so
awkward,
painful.
Yeah,
I was just like, dude, ditch everything
Banner
and
and
become
Natasha.
Vader.
But see,
Like Banner and Natasha shoehorned in.
I think it was a combination of bad writing, and I think the actors couldn't pull it off. Natalie Portman is not the best actor in the world, at least in my opinion.
Well, that's 100% that, man. Yeah.
Hayden Christensen has no ability to.
No, they're terrible.
Good, probably, but emoting is not one of their strong suits.
No, it's true. Yeah. Good.
I was gonna say, but Natalie Portman's considered a really good actress generally, but I thought she was horrible in the Star Wars prequels. I think Hayden Christensen was actually better than her. I mean, she was so
lousy. The whole thing was.
That's pretty bad when he's better than anybody.
Yeah,
but I thought he was better.
No, I agree.
They had no charisma. The two leads. Okay, the father and mother of Luke and Leia, no charisma.
Let's
Zero.
be fair, the scripts were bad too, though.
Yes, they were
horrible.
I did hear some rumor that
especially for the 2 and 3.
Yeah, I thought I'd heard some rumor that she had mailed it in. She really wasn't into the second, third movie, and that it's apparent based on the acting.
Then she shouldn't have accepted it as an actress. She shouldn't have accepted the role.
Yeah, you would think,
I'm not really disagreeing with. I'm not really disagreeing with Deckard. With you, Deckard, I just don't understand that. I just had to say I don't get that. I don't get any explanation. I don't understand why that order is the way it is. But anyway, go ahead. But go ahead, Steve.
Oh, here we go. I'll say just on the red shirt. Yeah, I agree. He said that how can this skinny little kid turn into this big hulking? I mean, you could argue that it's all the machinery to keep him alive and stuff, but he should have been imposing to start with.
Yes, he needed that something. He needed to be incredibly
on the Clone Wars. He was on the Clone Wars. He was on the Clone Wars. Are when they really made him.
I agree. And that's when I finally fell in love with Anakin Skywalker. And if I hadn't seen that, I would have been like, Anakin, bring me Vader. Yeah.
See, we never know what we're going to talk about, right, on this show, which is great. We didn't, Steve, Maddie's dad's like, is there a subject tonight? I said a couple of ideas I wanted to talk about here, but here we go. So this is truly random. I love talking about this stuff. So of course you got the theatrical release order, which is that's a no brainer. That's the way the way they came out.
Yeah.
Works for me.
So that's and then
Just don't
and
watch the Disney
most people
crap.
don't watch
Yeah.
don't watch and then
Except Rogue One, that 5 minutes.
I like
with
Rogue
Darth
One.
Vader.
Yeah,
I
at
like-
least there's some good stuff
I
in
like
that.
I like
it.
Rogue One. Rogue One is good. I like Rogue One.
Yeah,
Solo
that's
was
fair.
Solo.
that
Solo
wasn't
was Solo was. If you're going to be
Oh,
nice, you could say that was incredibly
No,
mediocre at the
no,
time.
Solo was.
No. Solo, no. This is what I thought of Solo. It was okay, but then, God forbid if they bring Darth Maul back into crap. The guy that got freaking cut
Terrible
in
movie.
half and got sliced in half and still somehow comes back to life. That is, that meme? Did you see the meme with me 3 hours on that topic, Mark? I'll try not to.
Yeah, I
take 3
did.
hours.
Yep.
But it's like the guy who was a Sith punk, and somehow he lives when Sith Lords died. And when he appeared in that movie, my oldest was sitting next to me, and I just started talking out loud. I was like, I was mocking. I did a riff track.
were
in the
done.
Secret Cave.
But wasn't he? What did?
Out loud.
Well, let's say hi to Gomer Kyle. Welcome,
Hey,
Gomer
Go,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Oh, no way.
Was he alive in the Clone Wars
Yeah,
cartoon
they brought
at that
him
point?
back
They
in
brought him
Rebels.
back in the
Oh,
cartoon.
yes.
Rebels and
They
stuff
brought
He
like
did a
that.
good job with him, though, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
He was better on there.
I fundamentally have a problem with a character getting cut in half that supposedly lived on his hate for Kenobi. That somehow he managed to live and reassemble himself. When other greater, more powerful Sith Lords, the best they could ever do was become a spirit in the spirit world.
See, but there's something you're forgetting.
Okay.
The writers were stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
Matt,
Wrong with
Matty,
Steve.
Matty Staff, thank you. You're right about that. But I also think another thing is they realized after episode 1, double red lightsabers. Because in Solo, they had to show the flipping double red lightsaber with Maul, and it's about selling
For
those
no reason.
lightsabers.
I know.
They just showed him turn it on for no reason in that scene. He's on the monitor.
But then they can sell them, and then it just I'm sorry.
Well, they sell
Bobby,
more toys, but that kind of proves my point. Was like that Maul should have been more in Phantom Menace, and the writers were dumb to kill off such a great character. At least have cut his legs off and have him come back to fight another day. But people really love that character.
I'd be
Gomer-
willing to give Lucas some leeway with it because he's still in the franchise at that point. But I think when they started doing the Clone Wars, he was still involved, so he would have blessed off on them bringing him back. Because I was thinking maybe you could blame it on the mouse for bringing it back, but I just logically that's the problem when these franchises start defying logic with things to some point with believability. They should have kept, if they really wanted Maul around, he should have been like the main apprentice for the first 2 movies.
Yeah.
And instead of bringing Dooku in and changing that whole thing up, and anyway.
No, that would have been a lot. I think that would have been a lot better. Yeah, to have Maul, Maul live in the first one at least, and or whatever you do. But you don't need to have young Annie. I don't want to see that.
Or how about this? At Tatooine, or on the ship back to Naboo. I care for you. I care for you.
My brain is.
And then she's like 13, he's 6 or something.
Ugh.
It's like when you start thinking about the ages in the book, you're really like, okay, this
Well, let's
is
not
crazy.
go there. Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah.
The biggest problem though with Star Wars is that Joseph Campbell died. The guy who really wrote it. Let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, and George Lucas's first wife, Marcia.
Yeah.
She
saved
saved that
it.
movie.
That's right.
In the editing, right? Well, this is a clip.
Right.
This is what you
And
get
he's
when
like
you watch
almost completely erased her name from everything.
from everything, right?
They got divorced. Yeah.
Well, here's what happens when you watch the new Disney movie.
That's because you're on punishment. Now you all can have punishment dessert. Put some sugar on a beet and suck.
Okay.
This site is
That's
a
Bernie
legitimate.
Mac. I love Bernie Mac. Yeah.
This site's illegitimate anyway because they count the Disney filth. That's not Star Wars.
So this is the machete order. So I don't know if this is what
Machete.
Captain's referring to. Yep.
See, and since Clobby's here, this is where I feel like I owe an apology to the Star Trek people, the traditionalists, because in 2009 when Jar
Oh,
Jar.
don't do this to me.
No. I'm apologizing to you, Clobby. I'm apologizing to you.
No,
because
okay.
because I didn't have a problem per se being a casual person. I was like, it's okay, cool, but then advance it 10, 12 years down later, and the same guy wrecks my franchise, I'm sorry for not having listened to the Trek originalists back then, because
hear you.
all they do is they destroy one franchise, and without any respect to what came before it, to put it in their own image. Because one of the other big mistakes with the new movies that they did, they had to me. I don't think you should stay beholden to all the expanded universe, because it was not all good and not all bad. But you can't go blindly with what was there before. But you keep the spirit of what it was. You keep the characters centralized. Like this whole new trilogy, it's not a Skywalker legacy. They threw that out the window. They should have used these new characters as Skywalker to children and grandchildren, like what the rumors were for the years. If you at least based it on, even if you didn't use the characters from the youth, you created new Skywalker grandkids or whatever, but keep that lore, keep that base to use to go forward and create new stories and new adventures with the same respect to Anakin and to Luke before. You could have built it something, but they were so beholden. We got to do everybody else. We got to throw this girl that lived on a planet who knew nothing about the Force, but then magically knows how to use it. A guy that could have been a good character, but they made him a janitor for all things. You know, they really botched it with that.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, my point to I feel for the Trek originalists, because now seeing it being done to my franchise by the same guy that was allowed to destroy another one, and these people keep getting paid. They're the ones that they keep getting the jobs for all these franchises. I think, isn't he involved with Superman to some degree?
Yeah, he's running. He's at Warner now. He's running that department. He's about to be. He's a locust. That's his next victim. Even though they were already horrible enough, I don't see how you can make it any worse than the DCU was. But it'll be trash.
Yeah, it's kind of like the aliens in Independence Day. They just go from world to world, consuming all the resources. Yeah.
He hired Ta-Nehisi Coates to write a so-called an ostensible Superman movie. So that should tell you something right there.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the machete order. So you go original Star Wars, Empire, then you go to Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and then you go to Jedi, Force Awakens, Last Jedi.
No, you don't watch those two.
Rise of Skywalker and Phantom Menace and Solo, Rogue One. That's not the order I would go in. I would go go Rogue One, and then New Hope, and then Empire, and then I would do one of those edited versions, cut out, or you could watch, the prequels. The prequels don't bother me as much, but Phantom Menace is just it really doesn't add anything to the character, and it doesn't. You can probably have like 5 minutes of Phantom Menace.
Silly.
Why would you put
it hurts my head
like that?
That order is silly.
It makes no sense. It's all over the map. It's all over the story. It would confuse the hell out of me.
Machete anyway.
Yeah. You can also
I don't know how.
Needs a machete taken to his head. Oh, sorry.
The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker are irrelevant. They shouldn't even be on the list.
Nor should Force Awakens.
Yeah, well, you could possibly keep it in, but that would be the last.
It's a piece of garbage. Just worse than the other two. Really, ruin everything, man.
I'm just trying to be nice to him a little bit.
Don't be nice to him.
Yeah, I was
bring your game face, buddy. Keep your game face on, bro.
I was at the movie theater with my buddy who we go to all the movies opening night, and we looked at each other like, haven't we watched this movie before? When they go to another Death Star planet this time.
You know what? What's the next big either if they come out with a new Fantastic Four movie, we all to go with Clobby to watch it live in the theater and see his reaction.
I won't be there.
Yes, you will.
I didn't go to see Fan Force. No, sir. I didn't go to see Fan Forstick.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Hell no, man.
Why not? What about the hype for the movie?
You did see Man of Steel.
No, I saw Man of Steel. and that's because I had to review it. That's because I had, and I'm not gonna. I didn't review. I watched when Fan Forstick was puked out on the theaters. I watched an illegal download, and I don't care who knows about it. They can screw off when they screw the Fantastic Four up. I don't care. I stole their stupid, filthy movie. I still sweated blood through my eyeballs watching that garbage. And with Man of Steel, it's true.
I have a question for you, Clobby.
Oh,
so,
yes, sir.
With Captain America, based on, and I had a lot of apprehension about it too.
Yeah.
But I remember you were on Facebook saying, "Don't go see this" before it came out. You're like, "This is filth. This is crap. Don't go see it." And then
Not
you
exactly.
actually. And,
I asked everybody. I said, "Should I go see it?" Remember?
No. I remember.
That's what happened. Ask Flash. And
I
Claude.
I remember this pretty clearly.
No,
but
I said
okay,
I
well,
don't want to go see it because Joe Johnston and Chris Evans were saying really moronic stuff about the character.
And you also had a problem with the fact that they were allowing other countries to take the name Captain America out.
Yeah, I was pissed.
And call
and
it.
Then I asked everybody.
Oh, they were?
Day,
Yeah, they were taking it. They were calling it just
remember,
the first Avenger.
I asked somebody the last day. I said, I want to go see this. Do y'all think I should? Never said, you better go see it. Go see it. I said, all right. And I love it, by the way.
On Facebook, there. Yeah. Well, that's so that brings me. See, that's the lead into my question about the new Fantastic Four. Do you think that since it's under Marvel and they've done a pretty good job with, I think the Captain America movies, Captain America, Winter Soldier, right. Civil War, I think were really well done. I think the first Iron Man was great.
Oh, it's great. Yeah,
I loved that.
The Avengers movies were, they weren't horrible.
I love the first couple. Yeah. So
by the way, let me say this to everybody: if you haven't gone to the YouTube channel, Every Frame a Painting, do it, and cool. You could thank me later.
Yeah.
And what's that about?
Every Frame of Painting.
Every Frame of Painting. The guy is an editor, and he explains, for example, why Empire worked and Ant-Man didn't, and how and how like the editing and the timing and the spacing of Luke when he's trying to raise the X-wing out of the swamp, and then it comes back down again, and you feel his failure, you feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then with Ant-Man, he's trying to talk to the ant. He's like, I can't do it. And the guy says, did you feel his failure? No. And they explain why. He explains camera movie. Like a lot of people, when they talk about, they say, oh, this guy's a great director. And I'm like, no, he's not. He directed a well-written movie that was, like Joss Whedon is not a great actor. He's done some good shots, but he's not a great director. And this guy actually goes in and shows you why. Like he'll show you, for example, when they do the kind of dramatic shot where the camera goes around the hero, at an dramatic upward angle. You've seen this before. It looks like the guy's spinning around in front of the camera. Sure. And he explains, like, he uses some kind of bad movies sometimes to explain it, but like, he shows that it's showing like in Pearl Harbor, how it's showing the scope, the size of these battleships, and then the number of planes in the sky. And then he cuts to the Avengers when Nick Fury is talking to Iron Man after they got defeated, Iron Man and Captain America, and they do the same thing. And he's like, he's just moving the camera only to move the camera. It doesn't serve any purpose. So it talks about, they talk about comedy writing for Bugs Bunny. There's a lot of stuff on, silent movie, Buster Keaton. There's stuff on anime. The one on Edgar Wright, how to do visual comedy, so good. So
nice. Good. What was your question about the FF?
My question was, do you think that being that it's under Marvel and they've surprised us in the past with a lot of stuff, do you think it might be better than what you're...
Not a chance in hell.
Really? Why?
Well, because it's under by a lot of that great stuff you mentioned. Kevin Feige gets way too much credit. He was not completely in control till a little bit later, and then he did a couple of okay things. He's sort of like the coach that inherits the team with full of talent, and he'll have a good year or two, then they're all gone, and then he starts having garbage seasons. That's what he is. He is agenda-driven trash. He's made his money now, and he is why that this the MCU now, no longer you were naming stuff from the MCU. It's now the MCU. There will not be one recognizable component to any of the characters of the Fantastic Four, including Doctor Doom, meaning that none of them will be the gender they're supposed to. And I'm not going to go there with the other elements that we know that will be changed. And this is not going to be in the hands of competent writers who love or respect or even understand the characters. It will be absolute trash, and that's just no way around it. Yeah.
So we've got him on record, and we'll see. Yeah. I mean, you're probably right, but we'll see.
There you go.
But especially
I think it'll be a disaster.
Clobby, have you seen this channel, Every Frame a Painting?
You told me about it. I think I don't.
You would love
this one.
You would love this. It's at first you think it's going to be pretty dry, and then you're going like, oh my god, really? That's why they do that? That's how they did that? and it shows
Wow.
like the genius of these people, especially like these old guys. Like
this
Buster-
scene from Buster Keaton. This
Buster
is
Keaton.
real, guys. So
This
he
is
did this stunt for real.
yep,
So imagine, you're going across two, and he's one of the biggest stars at the time, right? No
Yeah.
safety. He's on there, right?
this was an
He
accident.
jumps.
He thought he was going to make it, and they
Wow.
yeah.
What, we thought he was
did
going to make that.
Wait a minute. What did I win, Deckard? I won something.
Oh, so he thought he was going to make that.
Ooh.
Oh, he's supposed to be. Yeah,
Oh.
but since they missed,
Yeah, they just wrote it into the
I won
Um,
something, dude. Look.
so
this is all not scripted. This really happened.
he
because
fell
that's-
through that and would have died.
Yeah,
With
the
Hollywood-
last part was scripted, but yeah, he could have died.
With Hollywood insurance and all that
Easily.
kind of crap today, you couldn't even do any of this stuff.
No,
No, it all
I was
makes
just
sense.
thinking
But
that.
he
I'm like,
fell-
how
but
did
he
they
fell-
let him do it? But it was so long
But
ago.
he fell through.
Yeah,
God, so he
They-
fell through the.
they do. But this guy does brilliant insights. They're like 7 minutes or something a piece, and he does everything from texting, because texting was a new thing in film, and how would you do it? Like originally it was people always reading it. Steve, you're full of crap. Signed, Clobberin. To the silent movies and how they influence like Jackie Chan. He has a
Mhm.
great one on Jackie Chan and how to do fight scenes and why his Chinese fight scenes work and why the American fight scenes don't, which is basically comes down to money, because he said like there's a shot where I think he's leaning and he kicks a tablet up in the air, reaches back and grabs a pen, catches the tablet, and starts writing. And he said, people say to me, "Man, that's amazing." He says, "No, it's not amazing. You could do it. You just have to, you just have to sit there all day long and do it 70 times until you get it." And the American, American studios won't let you do that. But Clobby, you
Right.
would love this. I think everybody
Nice.
who's into cinema would. They do everything from anime to Chuck Jones, the best animation director in history.
Yes, sir.
Period. To things like the Marvel Symphonic Universe, and it's funny because he asked people to he's in Toronto or in Vancouver. And he goes on the street and says, "Can you hum the theme to James Bond?" And people will do it. "Can you hum the theme?" This, then they'll say, "Can you hum the theme to the Avengers?" And people,
I can't.
Nope.
yeah, a few people can, but most people can't. But
Both of them.
if you had, but like, so Arwen, could you?
Star Wars. Yeah.
I'm
I could do
sorry,
the
my
Avengers
daughter was
TV
asking me something. Could I what?
Could you, off the top of your head, can you hum the theme song to the Avengers?
No, I don't think so.
All right, how about Star Wars?
Oh yeah, she could. Do
Yes, that I could do.
So this
That
guy,
I
one of the
could
things he
do,
talks
most
about is that, and he explains why, because what they do now is they use a track from another movie as a temporary track, but then the executives always say, make it sound like that, and so this guy will show you the Avengers, and they'll show you basically the movie that it was ripped off from, and you never saw before how close it was. So
Well, yeah,
That
highly
is
recommend.
cool.
they do that a lot. Remember the old Justice League cartoon, the really great one of the first season by Bruce Timm?
Yep.
You know that opening theme song, which is that slow, really build up with the heroes walk forward, was taken from an old Hammer horror film.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
That does happen a lot. So yeah, but yeah, well, it depends on which Avengers theme you're talking about, the TV show or the movie. But I can do them both.
The movie, but yeah,
I know.
No,
Okay.
I know. I
I was kidding, I know.
I'm with you, like that. There's one little part that sticks out. The same with the Spider-Man movie.
Wah,
The
wah,
Olympian with the one with the,
wah,
yes,
wah,
thank you,
wah.
that one. But the whole theme, no. But I could do
Yeah.
the whole Star Wars theme.
Right.
I'm not going
Or-
to. But
Or could you get the Spider-Man theme, right?
such
Yes.
Of course, I'll probably get.
The best one ever.
60. Hell, Punk Waddle.
a Spider-Man clock. So yeah, hopefully
So
this is gonna get a probably get in trouble for that. But yeah, but everyone knows, right? A couple of seconds it takes, and you know that theme.
Mhm.
And hail to Punk Waddle. Welcome,
Hail, Punk
welcome
Waddle.
to the.
Mark, it looks like Decker's trying to get me assassinated. Because look at he said I have to choose whether it's left to me to decide whether Decker is a replicant or not. You must be trying to get me killed.
Who's Deckard? And what's
Blade
a
Runner.
replicant?
You know,
Yeah,
Blade
I-
Runner?
Blade
From
Runner.
Blade
Yeah.
Runner.
Yeah, I know. I only saw the director's cut and didn't like it, so I'm one of those.
I'll do
And
it just for you, Deckard.
Well, we got this one up. So yeah, this is one of the most incredible stunts. So just now the red shirt was talking about this. So
yeah.
Buster Keaton, he could have died. Most of these he could have died.
And several people have paid homage to this, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan did this exact same stuff.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
It's all real.
His shoes were actually nailed down to that set so that he did. And now they cut and come into a close up. But for the falling down, they nailed his shoes down so he didn't accidentally take a step and die.
Yeah.
But this guy, Tony Zhou, this guy is brilliant.
Nice.
If you haven't seen this, you should definitely. And he's got all these videos, and they're like, what, 10 minutes ish. There's one about the fight scene choreography with Jackie Chan. Unfortunately, he stopped doing this channel because, and I kind of give him some respect, he decided that he had done everything that he wanted to do. He had said everything he wanted to say. But go watch some of these videos, and you can thank me later because this guy is a genius, and it'll really unlock a lot of stuff. That the one about Edgar Wright and visual comedy, it's brilliant. It's great.
These are all 5 years ago. Yep.
He shows a scene where I won't give it away, but essentially in American movies now, we just explain the joke. And like Edgar Wright Edgar
Wright was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do the video. And the only thing they kept the best parts of Ant-Man or stuff that they kept from his original.
From his ideas. Yeah.
Like him running along the gun barrel and then flipping and grabbing the guy's tie. That was all Edgar Wright.
Well, that's a big channel. Wow.
And he stopped. And he stopped. Yeah.
1.9 million.
And
subscribers.
This guy is.
How to do action. Well, I showed the silent film, so I wouldn't get in trouble for with the YouTubes. But how to do action. Jackie Chan is just so fantastic
Chuck Jones.
too.
But Chuck Jones,
genius.
Yep, the evolution. Like with Chuck Jones, he talks about Clobby. You may appreciate this. When they started out before Chuck, or when he was taking it over sort of from Tex Avery, the gags were all huge. Bugs Bunny, his big thing was he'd kiss a guy, grab a guy by the face, kiss him on the lips, and then turn upside down and bounce away off into the distance. And then as Chuck Jones took over, he made the gags smaller and smaller and smaller.
Right.
Where sometimes Bugs Bunny would just do this, just look at the camera, like, can you and that was the joke, and it made you laugh because Bugs was bringing you, the viewer, into the gag.
Yes.
Or there was one where Wile E. Coyote, he builds this fake toll booth or whatever, and then he hears a train, and he lifts up the shade, and there's a train coming out, an actual train coming out. He pulls the shade down and turns towards the thing, and his eyes just go, and that was the joke, watching his pupils shrink, So every frame of painting, this guy.
It's a great sight.
I just subscribed.
It'll there's no new videos, so you have to actually go look. But his you will love it, Clobby. He has great. The one he does about Michael Bay is great because he says, Michael Bay is a slave to his own eye. He can't stop. There's the end of one of his movies where he says, "There's a man." I haven't seen this movie. There's a man and woman sitting on a bench, and they say, it really is the small things in life that are important. And then, but in the camera, there's like New York City in the background and the harbor, and DC-9 coming across. And, it's like he's stuck trying to make everything as big and huge as he can.
He's terrible.
And he's good at doing big stuff. It's like Zack Snyder. Guy's great at filming action shots, nothing else.
Slow motion.
He's great.
He stole it off. He stole everything he does from the Wachowskis, though.
That could be. He's got a good fight scene
choreographer. I think Dadman's got to head out now, so let's give him a chance to say goodnight. And I guess you're gonna take a nap before you play some Fortnite later, or what's happening?
Yeah, probably a little rest. I've been streaming so much since Thursday. I've
been busy.
It's crazy.
Me too.
And Arwen put me to work today on another channel where we did a retrospective. Well, her and the guys that run the channel. It's been a busy day, busy weekend, I'd say. But we'll be out there in Fortnite, so just look us up if you guys play. Clobby, I know my wife would like to meet you. She's playing Fortnite too, so maybe one night we can.
I'm game. Sure.
Get it together. So anyway.
Sure, buddy.
Well, let me put that link in the chat for the Lorena's channel that you were on tonight. You were on what was the subject? What was it called? It was football, Florida football, or
Yeah,
it was the Florida show, right?
it was a Florida show, and Let's Talk Football.
You didn't talk about the Jags, did you?
Oh God, no! Jeez. I mean, I don't
Sorry,
know.
buddy.
Did they lose again today?
Yes.
It's like pointless. I mean, I wonder when Urban. I'm sorry. I'll take that.
They got stomped by the Cardinals.
I
Sorry, bud.
I don't know how much Urban Meyer can stand with that. You know, if he couldn't stand it, having to fight Alabama every year, and I'm sorry. Oops, did that come out?
I hear you.
It's like
Did I
you
say
know,
that?
it's like, but yeah, it's been busy, you know. So
Yeah.
I think you'll find it was dealing with. Let's talk some Florida football tonight on the Florida show. We did hit a few other Florida man stories.
Yeah, you had alligator stuck in
alligator stuck in a drain, and a police officer did a selfie. There's also the guy that stole a car and then returned it to the same lot, trying to trade it in a few days later. So
yeah, so watch that, Lorena and Dadman were on. Yeah, with who else was there? Culture, and then
Culture. Fat Steven was there too. So
it was a good show.
So see, after all that streaming, look what you look like now. My God, and it's just too much. Dadman. So you need some beauty sleep.
Hey, I look like this before then. Just to imagine what I'm going to look like in the morning. It's worse. So. Yeah,
right.
That's worrying, Mark. That's very worrying. Because I've been doing a lot of streaming too. Oh my God, am I gonna look like that?
Me too.
You just gotta watch out for your cats and make sure your cats aren't attacking you. You know, then you'll be okay. But,
well, good thing if I was using the other OBS, I could drag something over Arwen just to scare her. Like
exactly.
I'm not using that tonight. Yeah.
No, exactly. I'm sure you'll find out.
Oh my God.
You'll find some creative to come up with her eventually. There'll be an opportunity. You're good with it. So
yeah, like the deadly years in Star Trek, right? When the poor was it the yeoman who ages like much faster than everyone else? Clobby's got the memory.
Yeah, the young.
What was her name? But she died and aged rapidly.
Lieutenant Galway.
Yeah, there we go. What a memory. Yep.
Absolutely. And don't forget, I do the Friday nights where I get Dead by Daylight over with Amanda Gillum because she comes and hunts me down and she kills me every night.
She comes and hunts you down.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Actually, a while back, we did with random people we didn't know as killers. She brought a killer to me. She set me out and it just brought her to me, and she's sitting there laughing. It was like two of them were comedians. This was hilarious. So, but I still say I don't scream. I fervently emote. So yeah, I'll stick with that story.
Honey,
well, you guys, I will say thank you for having me on, Mark, as always. And
thank you.
And y'all have a great evening. I'll talk to you.
Take care, buddy.
Hey, you and Mrs. Dadman, let me know when y'all are playing, okay?
Well, she's on with Mary right now, so.
Oh, Mary's playing. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so we'll be on tonight at some point.
So can we all stream and play Fortnite at the same time and do the Sunday night? No, just kidding. Yep, that'd be multitasking, right? Arwen's been very quiet for a while. What's going on?
She might be playing right now.
Hey, we can start another one later tonight if you want to bring Clobby along. But has Clobby ever seen Arwen play?
Yeah, once.
Yes.
Remember, y'all
sucked me into that her screaming and yelling and even using colorful
I try to control myself when Clobby's there because
why?
You talk about
I don't know. I don't know. I feel weird. I don't know.
I wouldn't have you any other way.
Because you think I'm a lady, and when I play Fortnite, I'm not a lady when I play.
Who am I, Father Miller? Yes.
So I don't like to disappoint people. I'm sorry.
Arwen,
how long has it been since your last confession, Arwen?
I get mouthy. I get aggressive.
That's okay.
You
could ask Steve. I never curse.
Mike only stops cursing to take time out for meals.
So you've got to say 5 Hail Marys, 10 Our Fathers, and then complete 20 quests in Fortnite if you want to get out of purgatory.
It's not very feminine when a woman bombs every other.
Back there with the way he's talking. He sounds natural for that, but it was funny that night because maybe I'll embarrass the missus, but she's busy right now. We were playing the other night. I was on with Arwen and Mary, and all of a sudden Arwen could hear my wife in the other room going crazy.
Yelling.
It traveled that
Oh,
far
yeah.
down the hallway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was hot under the collar at somebody in that game.
Mrs. Dadman has never played video games before, any. Period. And she's a nice, but when she gets competitive.
Yeah, well, we're just warning y'all. When you come in and play with us,
Very competitive, yeah.
You'll hear some
that or
stuff.
her and Owen are hanging out in the item shop, looking at all the cute things to figure out what I'm gonna buy, and write my credit card up more. So.
We buy our shoes and our pretties in the item shop, and then we go kill things and cuss in the game. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Exactly. Well, you wonderful people have a good night. Maybe see y'all later. I did have a few things to do before work tomorrow, so I will catch y'all later.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later.
Here, buddy.
Tell her I'm coming in there.
Okay, we'll do. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
oh
poor
my God.
That man's gonna miss work again. Yeah. Why are you late for work? Oh, I had to get another 21 kill game. I keep trying. Yeah. It is addictive. Yeah. It's addictive. Yeah. It's fun.
It is. It actually it's Pat Stevens' fault for me because I started watching his stream and I didn't even play at all. I mean, I'd heard of the game, but I didn't know anything about it. So I'd go into his stream and I'd watch them play. And then it got to where I started getting genuinely interested in the mechanics of it and how it worked. And I liked the graphics. I liked, and then Dadman was like, well, come on in. And well, here I am.
Had you played video games before or any video games before or no?
Some. Some.
All right, some a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
my missus has only played Centipede, and I think that's it. If I asked her to try to play Fortnite, I think she's like, I'm watching Downtown Abbey tonight. Go away.
Right. I mean, I play Lord of the Rings Online and Neverwinter. Those are the two that I play. Very heavily fantasy role playing. Lord of the Rings is extremely story heavy. If you don't like questing, if you don't like stories, it's not worth your time. But I do because I love Lord of the Rings. That's my thing.
If I were going to play something, that sounds like what I would play.
Oh, you would love it. You would absolutely love it. And then to go to Fortnite, which is you grab a gun and try and kill people or be killed. I mean, it's just a totally different MO.
They try to put a story in, and they do as good of a job as they can, but there's really not much room for a story. And I
killed 3 people with a car today, and I got such a high.
then she went home and played her game.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but I love it. I can't help it.
Oh my God, I'm in shock.
What happened?
John Davey actually liked one of my jokes. For those of you who don't know, John Davey was the second guy to play Captain Marvel in the 70s Shazam thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And I met him a few years ago in a con, and we've kind of become friends since then. And he's always making jokes about how bad my jokes are, and I did one tonight. And it wasn't even a good joke, but he liked it.
I liked it. Yeah.
I said I was going to have a fondue party, but I decided the idea was just too cheesy. And he said, I actually like that one. I told him, I told him the one, Clobby, that you liked a couple of years ago about. I went to Vegas to see Boston, Kansas, and Chicago in concert. They played everything from New York to Oklahoma. It left me in quite a state. And I was very proud of that joke. I said to him, that's probably the funniest joke I've ever written. And he said, sadly, I think you're right. No, John Davey.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say such a thing.
Yeah. Captain Marvel.
Yes, indeed. The Filmation show.
Yeah, well, I love fondue. So that's good stuff. Yep.
So,
too cheesy.
So you two fondue?
Bad joke. Yeah. Well, I'm the Swiss, so you got to like fondue, right? Yeah.
No, Claudia was quoting Captain America.
Oh, Captain America. Oh, yeah.
He thought it was a euphemism for
fondue.
Yeah. That was such a good movie. It needed a little more action.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It was a really good movie.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we all agree. Yeah, they needed another. The montage should have been a couple more scenes, out of that montage. Like, give us the whole.
Toward the end.
Give us Dum Dum Duggan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, can I ask? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, give us 10 more minutes of that movie of Captain America kicking ass as Captain America.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a fault of the movie. It just would have made the movie even better, I think. Yeah.
I agree.
Can I ask a question of Mark and Arwen?
Sure.
Because I already know Clobby was streaming. Was it last night or the night before? I'm losing track of time.
I did two about 5 hours Friday night on 2 different shows, and last night the 2 today. But Paulie's birthday streaming this one, so yeah, I've been streaming a lot too. Are we every day?
Right, let's start another controversy here because
Okay.
Clobby was talking about how he hated Smallville and Lois and Clark, and I actually like Lois and Clark. And one of his comments was that there wasn't enough Superman in it, that it was all and I think there was actually more
So that was
Superman in that
Mostly
than
in
there
Smallville,
was.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, Smallville, true. Then Lois and Clark, though, I think there was more Superman than there was in the George Reeves one, which is kind of universally loved, except by me, because he was only in there. He was only in there for a minute or two, and plus, at least Dean Cain had the muscles. George. Even when I was a kid, I could see the girdle lines on it. And they took elbow pads and put them up here to make it look like he had biceps and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just as I loved him. I mean, I
agree
that they should have had better Superman-like stories, but I still love the show. I mean, I grew up as a kid just thinking that's Superman. It was Superman.
Also, Lois and Clark had super villains. I mean,
yeah, George and Wheezy.
Well, I think it depends on how old you are too. Like if you grew up watching those black and white Superman movies, like I did, or George Reeves, excuse me, the show. I mean, you're like Clobby, like, oh, that's Superman. So when you're a 5-year-old kid, you're watching a different level than watching, say, as a an adult or a teenager kind of thing. So it depends on. So if you saw those shows, if you showed the Reeves shows to a kid now, like, what the heck is that? Black and white, total cheese. But back as a little kid, you're like, that's Superman. And then of course he went. Did that show went color eventually?
Yes, after the first 2 seasons.
Black
and the
and white.
Third on up, I believe, were color.
Yeah. So what year did that first go color? It was in the 50s, or that was?
It was in the 50s. One of the first color shows, actually, and
Must have been, right?
ran about 7 years, I think. It originally started as a film. It was a movie called Superman and the Mole Man.
And the Mole Man, yeah.
Okay.
And he doesn't even fly in the movie at all.
Yeah.
So, Steve, your question was Dean Cain a really hunky Superman? Yes.
No, that was not my question.
Not the question.
Just kidding.
That's actually, Arwen.
I'm not going to argue about that one.
That's actually how I, my ex-wife. There were a few years between us, and one of the things that I mentioned about, because she's Asian, and I said, half Asian, half white kids are usually really good looking. You got Dean Cain, Kristen Crook, Clobby. Who was the woman that played Death's in the X-Men with Kelly Who? And you guys remember
Psylocke?
Look at Brandon Lee.
Oh, and Brandon Lee, yeah. Psylocke.
Psylocke. That's
and I think Keanu Reeves is part Hawaiian or something. So anyway, that's why I said to my wife, I said, hey, our kids will probably be really good looking, and of course.
Maddie's beautiful.
Yes.
Of course. She's gorgeous. No doubt.
And an appropriately biased, but very, very cute. Yep, we all agree.
So Arwen, what do you think about, have you seen any of those Superman?
The only one
Zach has
that
a great
I have
point.
really seen.
Hail, Zach. Yep.
Hail, Zach. Yeah, great point, Zach.
Because that's how you build muscle, right? Wolverine actually should be the most bulked up character in the superhero universe, because every time you work out, you shred your muscles, and you that's how you build muscles, by ripping your muscles. Yeah.
Unless
so
he's
Superman's muscle then would be just a natural state because of who he is. It would have to be, because I agree.
Okay,
unless there is, his body works differently. But yeah, what would he use?
Yeah, because your muscles build by working against something that's really difficult for them to do. It's getting challenged.
That's how the Thing built up his strength. Mr. Fantastic built him that workout room, right? And he's built up his strength, right?
The Incredibles, where he's bench pressing trains.
Yeah. I think did they pull that into to the Thing's mythos too? I think, Clobberin, right? That they said the Thing was stronger from working out, or it's been a long time since I read those, but.
Clobby doesn't know anything about the Thing. He
doesn't know anything about the Thing.
He's a Thing virgin, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about the. Yeah, he
never heard of him.
You never heard of the Thing, yeah.
Yeah,
but I think didn't they build that into the series?
He did have
became stronger.
Yeah, he did have a workout, gigantic weight thingy. So yeah. Yep.
So he could try to beat up the Hulk. Yep.
Yes, that's right. Plus, he always kept the cosmic rays kept mutating him a little bit here and there.
Yep, until he turned into a pineapple, but we won't mention that.
Yeah, I hate the pineapple thing.
And that was Olivia Munn, Pat Olivia Munn. Yep.
Okay.
So Arwen, did you see Lois and Clark or Smallville?
I saw Lois and Clark. I have not seen Smallville. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've not seen the whole series.
What did you
Now
think of Lois?
I'm Lois and Clark. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't know. I mean, and it's not just Hunky Dean Kane. I mean, what's his name is Hunky. Oh God, who played him recently? Richard
Henry
dude.
Cavill.
Okay,
Henry
but
Cavill?
sorry, but as Superman, no, I like a little more scruff. I like him as the Witcher, not as Superman. So it's not just the Superman character per se.
Plus, he looks exactly the same with the glasses on. Because he's got,
Yeah.
and
exactly.
Dean Cain kind of does too. I mean, they only got his character right once, in terms of the hair, the costume, and stuff.
But I enjoyed it. I mean, that's kind of my era of Superman. So y'all do have a point. A lot of it depends on, what we associate with.
I don't like that costume.
What don't you like about it?
I hate it. I think it's too like wet blue or whatever you want to. No. It's just too. I mean, it's
looks
the right
like
design.
Velour, or
I
satin.
hate the color. It's too.
Yeah, it's
too rich.
It's a little shiny.
Yeah, it's too like shiny. It's wet blue, like a wetsuit type.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think it needs to be a little bit less, more along the Christopher Reeve color. I mean, it's still better than any of the filth they do now.
All right, we got to get Martha Kent on the line here to tell her to fix those colors, Martha.
Yeah.
I can see what. So it depends on how depends on the lighting too. I think I'm trying to remember, but some of these pictures, I agree, it doesn't look that good there. Yeah,
Harlequin romance novels, what it is.
Well, see, I disagree, but I mean, there is romance, but it's there's a lot of comedy in it. But I mean, you can't just have him in the suit for the whole show. I mean, there's got to be. Plus, actually, Clobby, you yourself are part of the reason why I like this, because a long time ago we were talking about Batman, and this was back when you actually still kind of liked the Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight Returns, rather. Sorry.
Oh, Dark Knight Returns. You mean the comic? Although I liked most of it, I just really hated the 4th issue, and I hated the way Superman was portrayed in it.
Well, we were talking about that and about because you still like the original Batman TV show, which I
love,
liked as a child, and I can't stomach it now.
Less brilliant.
But what you said to me is that we can have them all. We can have.
Yeah.
As long as one doesn't take away from the other, we can have the Batman TV show. We can have the Michael Keaton movie. We can have these other things. And that's kind of my take on this, is that we can have a different look into their lives. I mean, he still does a lot of the super stuff. They still had a form of Bizarro in this. They had the worst one was Metallo. The Metallo was pretty bad, but I think he's one of the better Lex Luthors though of all of them.
That guy really.
I totally agree. I thought he was great. Yeah.
But I agree absolutely. Yeah, you can have them all. It's just someone we're not going to like them all, but we can have them all. Yeah.
And Chakotay was in this as well.
Really?
Well, that's right. Yeah.
He was in one episode. Yeah, but he was a bad guy. Yeah.
I thought the Superboy series had after the 3rd and 4th season really had a lot of great episodes in it, in spite of Gerard Christopher being kind of, I don't know, it was okay. It had no budget for that show, but man, Lex Luthor on that show by Sherman Howard was fantastic, and there were some great episodes of a usually very flawed, weak show.
I think, in my opinion, I think that John Shea is probably the second best Lex Luthor after Gene Hackman.
Wow.
I can't even stand that guy.
He was, well, why not?
I don't know. It just doesn't look like Luthor to me. I mean, granted, he's not as bad as Facebook Luthor in Bull versus Shite, but
you want him to be bald, basically.
He does. I don't like corporate Luthor anyway, so
no,
I don't like.
You like mad scientist Luthor.
I like mad scientist with a revolving door on his jail cell Luthor personally, but it's just not my Luthor. But yeah, it's fine. I don't know. There's a show. Hey, I'd probably watch it today and certainly be more well disposed toward it than I was back then. Remember, I couldn't even walk through was not allowed in the room when my, at the time, wife was watching this and 2 other different shows because of what an a-hole I was about it.
He kicked out, yeah. I remember watching the show with the missus, and we had fun with it. And, if you're not a comic purist, and, plus the effects back then, too, was a lot tougher to have, special effects. So it was a big deal when that first episode came out. And I think, Didn't he stop a rocket launch or something in the very first episode? Or
No,
something
he
with the rocket?
launched the rocket.
Oh, he launched the rocket. I'm trying to, yeah. But it's been-
Luther sabotaged it because he wanted his space station to be approved.
Okay.
So he sabotaged it, and his Superman's very first appearance is he eats the bomb, and they're like, "Well, we've got to scrub the mission. Might as well forget about the space station now because we spent all this money and we've lost our launch window." And he's like, "No, you don't. There's nothing wrong with the rocket. I'll just give you a boost." And he lifts it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm remembering. Yep. So
But what I really liked,
it was pretty cool
this,
effects, I thought. Yeah.
what I liked about this show was that they really stayed true to his small town, values and roots and ma and pa and all that kind of stuff. And they didn't try and do like they've been doing almost ever since. Well, that's not true, but like especially with the Man of Steel stuff, what's I supposed to do? Let him die? Well, maybe. And then and then killed me,
Mhm.
But with this, he found a way. And also, there was a great line when he's talking to Lois, and there's a debate about is Superman the disguise versus Clark Kent the disguise, and let's face it, if any one of us got superpowers and went to hide our identity, what he said was Clark Kent is who I am. Superman, or he said Superman is what I can do, but Clark Kent is who I am. And I think that kind of take of the characters a really clean take, and I think it's really
I agree.
in spirit with the original Siegel and Schuster.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's a good segue. Let me show.
Okay.
I got to
Yes.
show and Christopher Reeve's birthday was 2 days ago,
Yeah,
or
yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yep. So let me just show. I want to show a clip that I'd clipped that I wanted to show tonight. So that was a perfect segue, and I owe you $5 for that, Maddie's daddy, for doing the perfect segue. But let me just put this
Let's give me some
copyright screen up.
Give me
just
some
so I don't
strained
get no-
bananas and we'll.
yeah. So let me put that up because I was planning on showing this. So where's the new one I have? The new overlay here. That kind of blocks it. So let's show this clip, and hopefully I won't get nuked. But let's see what happens.
Lois, for goodness sake, didn't you hear me knocking? Lois, we did have a date tonight.
It doesn't show the. Let me find it on YouTube so I can have that.
What you looking for, dude?
The Superman disguise.
Oh.
But
I
it's
don't
not
think
playing the
you get
overlay.
whacked for doing a little bit of a scene there.
Yeah. Well, let me just play it this way, just so I get. Oh yeah, just here we go. I got 1 minute here. I can put that way. I can put the overlay can be over. Let's do that. So let's share my screen. But I think this scene encapsulates how brilliant Reeve was in this role, because this is just amazing acting, I think. So let me hide that comment. Here we go. I'll stop it after a few seconds.
Didn't you hear me knocking?
Oh, did I share my audio? Did I forget to share the audio? Let's see here. What an amateur. Or did I? Oh, you did? Okay. I assumed I was.
Did you hear me knocking?
I assumed
we
I
heard
did. You heard? All right. Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's share it again. Yep.
That's solid.
There we go.
Lois, we did have a date tonight. Remember?
Whoa.
Lois?
Huh?
You haven't been.
Oh, no.
Well, I certainly hope not. Well, let's push off, shall we?
I better get a coat. It might be...
So yeah, so he's going to go on a date with Lois, and just the body language. I'm assuming everyone has seen, obviously seen these movies multiple times. How many times did you see them?
2,000 times.
2,000 times.
Yeah, I saw it 18 times in the theater in 1978/1979.
Wow.
So Clobberin times accounted for 1% of the gross of the movie.
After that, about probably got to be over 100.
What they I don't know if you can back up a little bit, but one of the really interesting things about this, it doesn't go right before he knocks on the door. He flies away, and the camera follows her, and you hear the whole time, knocking on the door, and the camera follows her around to open the door. They did that without cutting, so he actually did the change. In the time that he flew off, the camera stays with her. They fly him around. He does the change, and she opens the door.
Oh, so he puts the suit on real quick
with no cuts. Yeah, so
Wow.
the camera was rolling the whole time.
Nice.
So
He does have super speed.
useless trivia.
Yeah.
Lois?
Huh?
You haven't been.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
certainly hope not.
Not. Well, let's
So see how he touches his
Push on,
glasses,
Sally.
and he's like, he's
I
just
better get a coat.
his voice and his
Okay.
No.
and then here's where I think one of the most incredible acting scenes. So he's thinking about giving up his identity to Lois. So he's thinking about it,
I
thinking
love this
about it.
scene. I love it.
Watch how he straightens up. He straightens up, and then
Turns
the
into
music
Superman.
keys in, so you hear the
that's
music,
so good.
the
He
smile.
goes to his
And
normal
he's
voice.
Superman, and then he looks down, and he's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't reveal my identity yet, and then watch, then he
Listen to his voice.
yeah,
Lois,
yeah,
there's something I have to tell you. I'm really
and then, but yeah, just to go
mean,
back and
Alon's-
compare, like here, to compare his voice here.
Ah, brilliant. I know.
We did have a date tonight. Remember,
Remember?
Lois?
Yeah,
haven't
so-
been,
And then you go back to here.
I mean, I was.
At first.
Yeah,
Total change.
yeah. So it's,
And then the music in the
smile.
background. Yeah.
yeah, and the glasses. That's great. He looks at the glasses, so that's that's him as Clark.
Lois,
Sat
Yeah.
in the yeah,
there's something I have to tell you.
That's his Juilliard training.
yeah.
And anybody besides Clobby, who was his roommate at Juilliard?
Really?
Robin Williams.
There you go. Nice. Well done.
Yep.
You know who else they were both friends with?
But then I decided, well, darn
I know
it.
Robin. Oh wait. The voice of Batman.
No, there's someone else that ill-fated, great talent. They were both friends with
Who's that?
John Belushi.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah. At Juilliard. Yep.
Oh,
I was going to show
know
you the
that.
time of your life.
I was going to share the time of your life, but that's just that clip there is just or is Robin Williams. It's
You know,
just brilliant.
Wow.
I have an unpopular opinion. I think that the only person who ever really pulled off the dual identity stuff is I can't think of his name. I don't know why it's late at night. I can't think of names. Superman Returns. Brandon
Routh.
When you look at him in the bar with Jimmy, and then you look at him, he's the only guy that could get away with the two different. Christopher Reeve, as great as he is, he's so iconic looking with the square jaw and
He
everything.
really is.
Calm down, girl.
No. I don't mean. Not Christopher Reeve. He's a handsome man, but does not turn my crank. So
Really? 'Cause
I
you
mean
didn't
that
go-
objectively.
You didn't go. Mm-hmm. You went. Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, I swear to God. Dean
He's,
Cain, thumbs up.
Dean Cain. I like Dean. And by the way, Arwen, if you ever get a chance to meet him, he's a really nice guy.
I follow him on Twitter. He does seem like he's really, really grounded and just. I agree.
First con I went to 10 years ago in Salt Lake City, he was there. And, a lot of people just kind of herd you through, pay your money and, take the picture. He's picking up the little kids and playing with them. And
yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
He wrote on a, because I was much bigger in those days. I was lifting weights a lot. And I took a Polaroid with him. And he didn't just scroll out Dean Cain. He wrote, "To Steve, those guns are illegal, Dean Cain." I mean,
Yeah.
And we talked for a couple of minutes. So if you ever get a chance to meet him, he's a really nice guy.
And he's probably never going to work again, unfortunately, because he's come out as a conservative. And
his career's over.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why it's not. He would. Otherwise, they would have had him on Superman and Lois.
Yeah, because he was on
Supergirl.
Supergirl. He was on Supergirl as
one episode
with Terry Hatcher.
He was
playing
her
father. Yep.
Yeah.
He was good in that.
Her Earth father, Danvers. Whatever.
Yeah, the adopted father. Yeah.
Trivia:
And,
who else was up for that role of Superman?
Which one?
Besides Dean Cain. The Dean Cain one.
The Dean Cain one.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it was for Dean Cain to win that one. It was a Herculean task.
Wow,
Kevin
Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo, yeah.
Well,
Another blacklisted actor.
Another blacklisted actor.
Yeah, he would have worked. Yeah.
Nah, he is not Superman. Sorry.
No, but I think
He's
he could.
not a
I
great
think he could
actor,
have pulled. I think he might have been able to pull it off, but
I don't know. Maybe.
well, I'm
No,
just
and I
glad
like
that
him
Terry
as
Hatcher
Hercules.
on the
I loved
show.
him as
That was
Hercules.
all our buddies were joking how gorgeous Terry Hatcher was in that
Oh,
show.
she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Yep, and
But
she was
also-
a great funny though. She's great comedic timing in that role. And,
Great comedic acting, yeah. I mean, great physical acting.
Yeah, and
You know,
that paid off in Desperate Housewives too.
I never watched that, but in this, she was great, and she should have been a voiceover in animation because she was really good.
And she was also in the Supergirl show. She played. Who did she play in the show? Did she play the mother? One of the mothers. Oh,
well, Helen Slater was on there. Played her mother.
Yeah, and then Erica Durance was on there as well too, as one of the Kryptonians.
I only watched the first season, and that was terrible.
Erica Durance. That is, for my money, the most beautiful Lois Lane was Erica Durance.
And you're not going to remember that scene probably where she came out of the water wearing that bathing suit, probably, right?
I have no idea what you're talking
about. You have no idea what that scene was? Yeah. That's not a great.
How very convincing.
I totally forgot that scene. Yeah, that scene is
episode 297 with Aquaman. Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Semi-toxic male gaze, yeah, and
well, she's no Arwen, but other than that,
please. Oh my god, she's 10 of me. She is.
Yeah, that was the scene. Yeah, but it's because I'm sure Steve forgot that scene. So just to remind him, yeah,
just in
case.
I doing the service. Wow. Yeah, she was fantastic. She should have played her on the Superman and Lois.
Yeah,
she was a good actress too. But why can't we have an American Lois Lane? Why do they all have to be Canadian? Margot Kidder, Erica Durance, and
Kristen. That's Lana. Yeah.
Wow.
The one in Superman Returns. Claudia.
Katie,
that was.
Kate something.
Kate something. Yeah, it's like why do they always have to be Canadian?
Why did Brits play Spider-Man?
I think
Batman and Superman and
Kate Bosworth.
Bosworth. I think Phyllis Coates was a beautiful Lois Lane.
Yeah,
Phyllis Coates was nice looking. Yeah, she was nice looking.
Yep. And she did a cameo on the 78 movie, right?
Yeah,
and she's on the train.
Yep. The credit that I think.
No, that's no Neil. You're thinking of Noel Neal.
No. That's what I'm
thinking. I don't think she was a good-looking woman.
Phyllis only played her in the first season of the George Reeves show.
Noel Neal was. That character was completely unsympathetic because she was always trying to rob Clark Kent of his story, and yes,
So Lois has always been a biatch. Let's just be honest.
Brandon
I'm a lot
of
fan.
Think he got enough credit for his.
Roth was good, but the story, the story was like it was like a Force Awakens. They rehashed the movie again, and it was just a fail there.
I love Lana better because she's a redhead.
Arwen, you want to weigh in on that? You're a redhead.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think she looked good.
No, Lana, the Superman's real girlfriend.
Yeah. Just so I don't know. To me, Terry Hatcher is the quintessential Lois Lane.
I think she's a great Lois Lane.
I think that's just because that's when I do remember I was little when the Superman movies came out, and so Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder were like adult Superman and Lois Lane, if that makes any sense. And the Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain was more my generation Superman and Lois Lane. Does that make any sense? So that's kind of how I identified them. So when I think of Lois Lane, my brain first goes to Terry Hatcher.
Yeah. This movie sucks, by the way.
But I'm always for redheads getting love because Hollywood hates
them. Oh, yeah. We love you. We love redheads.
So I'm always for that.
That's a great story. Zach's post about Dean Cain. Similar story. Was at a Comic-Con and everyone was in line for Patrick Stewart. Not so much for him. He got up and worked the room, made small talk with people. 100% class.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker actually made up a story that he went to a Reno Comic-Con. I'm not trying to talk bad about the guy, but I guess there weren't enough people there, so he canceled and caught a plane. So now he probably today would garner more people in line than.
Oh yeah,
people say he's pretty cool. He's pretty nice, but
he seems like a good guy. But I guess, with Dean Cain, it was all a bunch of women and me. So I said, yes, I'm straight, Dean, but yeah.
Brandon's costume's crap, but his movie was crap. He would have been good in a good movie.
I agree.
Yeah, I just need the writing. Yeah, well, actually, if you watch the Arrowverse, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he's playing an older Superman, he does a nice job in that role. So he's got the acting chops, he's got the looks, and he can
what's
pull
really
it off.
stupid? What's really stupid is that he plays Ray Palmer on that Legend of Tomorrow,
Yeah.
but he's really more like Ted Kord. I mean, he should be the Blue Beetle, not the
Yeah,
Atom.
that's the way
like the Atom.
That's the problem with that character on that show. He's got like this Atom suit, and it's just now he's been replaced, I think, by the new Atom, or he's off the show now. I haven't watched in a couple of years, but the new Atom in the comics is actually on the show, I guess now. So.
Ryan Choi.
Ryan Choi, yep. So there was a controversy too. I guess he and another actress didn't get asked back, and they found out about it in the trades, I guess. So it was kind of a sore, kind of a sore spot for him and the other actress. Like, at least you're not gonna have me back on. Tell me about it. But no, he was good. And if you saw it, let's see if I can find him on.
He's actually a good guy too. A buddy of mine is a veteran, and when he was in his line to get a picture with him, Ralph saw something that he was wearing and said, "Are you a veteran?" And he said, "Yes." And he says, "All right, let's go take a picture." And he said, "Well, how much?" And he goes, "No, it's on me." So
Cool.
Classy guy.
Yeah, so he looked good in that costume, I thought. Yeah.
It's Kingdom Come Superman. Too bad it was at CW.
I wonder if that's muscle or the suit.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. See, I like it when you can tell.
I think he's working out there. I think that's him.
If it's a suit, it's a really believable suit.
I think that's him.
It might be him.
Yeah.
I know that he
textured.
Yeah.
He was like Christopher Reeve. He was really skinny when they hired him, and he started bulking up.
Because I love the new Lois, the Superman and Lois show, but this suit you can kind of tell where that the guy's not in great shape, but you can tell where they kind of bulk up the suit.
He's kind of a runt. I like him. Okay, but he's good in the role.
He's
but
not as tall. Yeah. Look at him next to Ralph. Yeah, it's not as tall.
Yeah. Superman is, you think of tall, very statuesque, very not imposing, but just like where you have to lean your neck back to look up at him, kind of thing.
And you know who's I love the show Lucifer. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Lucifer. So I like that show. And then the last was 2 seasons ago. They had Smallville. They had Clark Kent Smallville. What's his name?
Tom Welling.
Tom Welling.
He's huge, so he's been working out. He's massive on that show. So he was on Lucifer. Let's see, Lucifer.
I'm glad he found work again.
Yeah, he was.
It's a kind of a curse with Superman. The guys never find work after that.
Yeah, so he's playing.
Boys,
not to give spoilers. Yeah, he's huge on the show. So he's playing a kind of really cool character on the show. And if you haven't watched Lucifer, I recommend watching it. It's it's not really the DC version, but the head lead actor is fantastic, and the cast is really good, and the whole devil's not a bad guy. It's really
that's based on a DC comic, isn't it?
But it's very loosely based, but the in terms of the translation, but the whole idea is really cool. So the devil's sick of being on hell, so he comes to LA instead. So I'm trying to see if you had some pictures, but he's but he's really when he was on the show, it was like, oh wow, he's huge right now. He could play Superman again.
He's bigger now, than that's funny because he was on the Flash, Crisis thing, and he wore flannel. He finally had enough. He always had muscle.
Yeah, that's him on that show. Yeah,
I mean you can just see it. Dude is bulk.
But he's when he's next to the other actors, you can see how like the guy that plays Lucifer is in great shape, but he's a skinny kind of guy. And when he's next to Lucifer in some scenes, it's you can see how he's got the mask there to play the role. So
right,
but, I'd recommend Lucifer. It's a great it's fun show. Just it's not exactly exact translation, but I love the whole devil is really not a bad guy. It's he's just there to punish us for what we've done wrong, and he's kind of stuck in hell as punishment for rebelling against God. And of course God shows up on the show in later seasons, and I think they just dumped a bunch of new episodes on It's on Netflix now, so it went to Netflix for the last 3 seasons. I think the last few episodes just got released. So
I think he was in hell for asking what does God need with the starship.
yeah, right, yeah, right. And the other thing I just watched was What If.
That feels so bad. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. But I just want to say too, I did watch Smallville, and I did really like Smallville, although it did become more of a soap opera. But the Luthor on that, I think, was just phenomenal. He, and he should have. Got him. Stream Brain, can't remember his name too. Michael. What was Luthor on?
Michael Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosen. Yeah, he was phenomenal. I thought he was.
And the voice of Flash on Justice League.
Yeah, and he didn't come back to Crisis because he wanted to know what his scenes were, and I don't blame him. Like, let me know what what I'm gonna do, and they wouldn't tell him. So
he'd have been better than John Cryer. John Cryer was completely miscast.
It just does not work. It's just not. I mean, if you want a snarky Luthor, I guess that would work, right?
Everything's snarky these days.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be snarky. So yeah, so I did watch What If. So I watched the Thor party episode.
I don't know.
Has anyone seen? Now, I thought it was terrible on a lot of fronts, although I did enjoy parts of it. Because what they really missed on this one was that Thor. Well, to recap it, is no big spoilers here. You're not really changing much, ruining much on What If. But what happens is Loki is not adopted by Thor or by Odin, excuse me, and so he doesn't grow up with Thor. So because of that, which I think is a crazy reason, Thor has an much easier upbringing and doesn't develop a sense of loyalty and duty to Asgard, which I think is a pretty flawed reasoning.
Oh, I do too. That's lame.
Nina Infinity, I was on with a Polly show with her, and she said it really aggravated her because she really likes Thor, and it cucked him and made him a big wuss, and it was all Captain Marvel is the greatest ever and bestest ever stuff. Captain Bree.
Yeah. I mean, when you're looking at this stuff now, we're looking at this lens, God,
it looks terrible.
Checking for this stuff, and then when you're. If you just view it, as a fan or a casual fan, you might not, go in depth on it. But they really screwed up his character because Thor at his heart is always going to be a hero, no matter what his upbringing, and unless they had something, really tragic or something crazy happen, not just not having Loki in his life. So Loki's like actually a frost giant in this. He grows up to be a frost giant and is 20 feet tall, and he's he's his buddy, like he's his drinking buddy. And so here's the scene. So they're showing, Odin gives Loki to be raised by the giants. So it's just a real miss there. And then and they're making Thor look like a frat boy party idiot.
Like they've been doing in the MCU for a while now. But
It's ridiculous.
So they really they don't treat Thor right at all.
Yeah. So the one part was fun was the fight with Captain Marvel. If you just watched it, just as in terms of animation and the scene and the jokes, and take it out of the context of the MCU and not really worrying too much about what it's doing, and of course they threw the line in there, why don't you smile a little bit more. The fight was fun, and they're beating the crap out of each other when you have two superheroes just going totally all out, and knowing that they can't hurt each other. And then of course his mom shows up, saves
the day.
Mom shows up and scolds him, and he becomes a responsible person again. And then at the end of the episode, it doesn't all end well. You've got minor spoiler, but you've got it was Ultron with all the Infinity Stones, waiting for
terrible.
Thor.
Well, okay. Thor. I think I figured out why Thor always gets the shaft, because he seems to kind of represent everything that, how shall I put it, modern filmmakers seem to hate nowadays.
Masculinity for one thing.
Thank you. He's big, he's blonde, he's beautiful, he's got values, he's strong, he's all this stuff, and he's kind of that quintessential character that represents the best of masculinity, and I think they hate that. So I think that's why he is a target. At least that's because this whole mess. Give me a break. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't deal with it. It's ridiculous. And I have no interest in seeing it.
You didn't watch it, yeah? So no one here has watched it except me. So
I dumped out after that stupid Doctor Strange episode, and then you told me that they did Marvel Zombies. I hate Marvel Zombies, so I didn't even bother after that. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, didn't Thor make one comment about how you finish a beer, it refills itself? Now that was a great reference to classic mythology. So that's one of the one of the things mythology on Thor is he's tasked with draining the ocean, or he's got to drink the magical cup, and then at the end they said, well, you actually lowered the ocean because you drank so much. So so I didn't there was a comment in there, but I didn't know how they explained that, if it was just magic. And yes, they just turned Thor into like a party dude. And I mean, what,
give me a break.
So what if, I mean, you can do certain things like that, but but Thor was like, he's an only child, that made him a party animal. I mean,
no,
I think what they did, they had what they wanted to tell. They're like, let's make Thor a party dude. How do we get there? Instead of having, really good explanation for it, or something that really, really made sense. So, and Punk was saying, it's not there's a lot of references, but it's not really a standalone story at all. So it's
gentlemen, I hate to do this. I need to cut out though. It's after midnight.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, it is.
Things to take care of in the morning. But thank you for having me on, Mark. I appreciate it.
It's been great. Yeah, well, here, let's post your let me post your link to your
what you got going
channel.
on.
Yeah, and then and I don't think we're gonna stream too much later anyway, because I got a busy day tomorrow too. And I might threaten to play one game of Fortnite, but then that turns into like 6 games.
Yeah,
so.
I got to get some inner. Damn man won't forgive me. So it's just like
we know we're no fun, Arwen. Come on.
Oh no, y'all are
I'm
fun.
just we love you. We're just teasing.
No gawk for you.
Klingon gawk. Just for the non-geeks out there, they're wondering what that is. Yep. So Aaron, what do you got coming up in the next few days? Do you have your Wednesday show coming up, or
tomorrow night at 8, Mary's Game Room? We're doing, I think, Wingspan. We're doing some digital game where she's streaming a digital game. I'm going to be on there doing that, trying to do it anyway. I don't even have no idea how to play it, but that's why I'm going to be there. They're going to teach me.
Yep.
Let's see. Tuesday. I don't think I have anything going on Tuesday. Oh wait, no, yes. Toxic Tuesday on Nick's channel.
That's right.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Desperado. Doing Desperado.
I'll be there too,
Wednesday,
I think.
Pink and Purple in the afternoon at 5. At 5. Let's see. Thursday, Clobby's Global Geek Gang. Are you doing it this Thursday?
Yeah, you're always invited. We'd love to have you.
There we go. And then Thursday night, Pegasus Actual podcast at 9:15 on Supreme Heretics channel, Battlestar Galactica. We're in season 4. It's so good. It's not
Great
quite getting
show,
down to the wire, but it's getting there.
Can you explain the ending to me? No, in 5 minutes? No, just kidding.
No.
I won't, because we try very hard not to do spoilers, and it's
you do.
very difficult.
You don't. That's a tough show not to spoil yet.
Yeah, and then Friday, I don't think I have anything going on Friday. That could change, but I don't think I do.
And Fortnite during the week, sometimes on my channel, and whatever channels. Yep.
Yes. And then Saturday at 3, I'm going to be co-hosting with Eris of Chaos, because Project Storytime's not going to be, he's not available to be there. So, and I think it's at 3. I'll need to confirm, but I'm pretty sure
it usually is. For sure, it's always 3 Eastern.
Yeah. And then, Saturday night, Clobby, I'm sorry I didn't make it this Saturday, but I had other plans.
No, well, look,
I didn't make karaoke either. I mean, Saturday
she had more important plans, is what she's.
Of course,
and that was a really bad episode too.
Okay.
Yeah, Shades of Grey. Could there be a worst episode of Star Trek? I mean, I don't even think it classifies as an episode. And
sorry about the 3rd season this time, though.
Yeah, okay, sorry about the imaginary numbers on my review, Club. But
I was like, what the hell did you write here, dude? What
that's the definition of an imaginary number. I said this episode is so bad it doesn't deserve a rating. Yeah. It deserves an imaginary number. Yep.
Arwen, anyway, I think that's about it for me.
Arwen, I'm subscribed to your channel, and I did click the bell icon for the notifications, but I still don't get them. I also don't get notifications about Mark's when Mark goes live. So either he
never get
tells
any
me or Claudia tells me or
notifications.
something. So I don't know what's going on.
I'll text you every time she
Honey, I
purple
never
out.
get
Yeah.
them. I once
Thank
in a
you.
while, excuse me, I'll get a notification, but I write down when everybody streams, when I either see it on Twitter or I see it in my feed, because otherwise, if I wait for YouTube to notify me, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I
So,
always
yeah.
do if I'm watching, I always refresh the home
Mhm.
screen and then go down to subscriptions to see who's on. The problem is there's so many
Exactly.
great people, and now it's like, oh crud, there's 3 people I want to watch right now that are on live. So sometimes we'll have 3 tabs
Yeah.
up and liking, but not be in the chat because then then I'll be in like, I'm like, wait, I've got you muted. What did you say on the other one? Yeah, but
Exactly. So
so
that's
yeah,
it
well,
for
thank you
me.
for being here, Arwen. Yep, and we'll just we'll talk about the Star Wars visions for a couple minutes, then we'll head on out. But yep.
I
Oh,
just had
you
a cat
okay?
land on my arm. Yeah, I just had a cat jump down from the
Okay.
bookcase and land on my arm.
Oh,
Ouch.
Oh,
I hate it
there's
when that
so many of
happens.
them around. Anyway, Mark,
All right,
Claudia, and
stay
Steve, it's
safe.
been a pleasure. Thank y'all so much.
All
And
right,
I will talk to
Arwen.
y'all
Catch you
later.
later.
Bye.
Nice.
Thanks,
soon.
gorgeous.
Bye.
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 That's
I
okay
thought-
to be cynical, Punk Waddle. Yep, there was some great, yeah. The Marvel, what if it's just. I mean, if you just watch it as a harmless thing, and you got that good fight scene with Captain. I thought the fight scene was well done, but just the whole episode just doesn't make sense. It doesn't hold together. And the episode before was the zombies was horrible, and they had the one that was actually semi decent was the one where Iron Man gets rescued by Killmonger, and they had some good twists and turns in there. I'm assuming you guys haven't seen that one, but that I didn't really like the episode that much, but it did have some nice twists and turns. And the what ifs have been so dark, and then I guess maybe they came up with this one to try to have something fun. It was just I don't know. It was just I thought it was a mess, but I just don't like Thor being the Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Punk Waddle saying he's seen them all. Yep. So I don't know what you thought about the Iron Man one, Punk Waddle. I thought that was probably the best story wise, and but it's just a depressing show to watch. Maybe just as depressing as the Doctor Strange one, but
well, that was terrible. That was very depressing.
And then I guess Punk Waddle said he's seen what was the new Disney one, Disney Vision. So I don't know if you want to put in the
Star Wars
chat maybe
Visions.
a rating. Yeah, but that's the Umbrella lightsaber one. I guess it's a Japanese anime take on Star Wars. So
I heard about that.
I don't know if Punk Waddle wants. If anyone's seen it, give us a rating in the chat. what
you
you
see it
thought?
yet?
I haven't seen it yet. Like,
Me neither.
but yeah, like a 1 through 5 or A through imaginary numbers. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of anime.
Yeah, I mean,
just not my
Same.
thing. But I can, people love it. That's great. But yeah, I just didn't. I just don't go for that stuff that much. But and I guess we've got a live action Cowboy Bebop coming out. That's the other big show that a lot of the fans are going crazy over the changes in that. So we'll see what.
Apollome's minion is taken off.
Hey, Apollo.
Good night.
Night,
Thanks for hanging. Take care. Yep. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up here. I think it's a good time because got to get some work done tomorrow. Busy Monday, and we've been on
Without
hour 45. Yeah.
Without Apollo and Arwen, there's no point in
Yeah. Now we got
goodbye, cruel world.
Now we got to go. Now we got to go watch What If again. Yeah, to see if there's something good in it. Yeah. But what have you guys watched lately that you thought was decent? Anything you'd recommend? Just off that you watched this last week, or anything new, or should I ask Clobberin if there's anything new that was good? Sorry. That you liked? Yep. I'm teasing.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't watched anything new.
Well, I would say Superman and Lois has been really good. I think I've got 2 episodes left on that. That's probably been the best.
I forget about it every week.
Yep. So it's on HBO Max right now.
Yeah, I've been forgetting about it. I just went back and started that since 2015. I haven't watched it since 2015. The Daredevil Netflix show. I've gone back to watching that again. I just burned through that one so quick. Now I'm up to the 3rd season. I really liked the first 2 seasons a lot. And then I watched Defenders because it's before the 3rd season. And even though it's not as good, I just really love Charlie Cox as Daredevil. The thing that strikes me the most about that show now. This is 6 years later. This is the first time I watched it since they first came out and when it started in 2015. And I watch it and I go, I can't believe it. But Netflix would never make that show today like that. They'll never. They couldn't. There are too many things that they would have to change.
Yeah,
including you have 3 white straight leads for one thing.
Yeah, well, it's why the Fantastic Four is going to be not based on the original characters. There's no way they could do that now. So
but it's a good show. So I mean, it's very Miller, too much Miller. In fact, yes, they don't put his name on it at all. And they rip him off all over the place. And it's a little too much of the grim. I'm usually not into the grim and the gritty that much, but I enjoy it. I thought the show. I think it's pretty. It's really, really good. And Vincent D'Onofrio is just
he's great as a Kingpin. Yeah. No, it's great acting. Of course, he's fantastic as Thor too, and Adventures of Babysitting. So
and Gomer Pyle, Private Pyle, and Full Metal Jacket. But I do. That was when there was still a Marvel MCU, because remember, even though it was 2015, they kept referencing stuff that happened in Avengers and other Marvel movies and stuff.
Yep.
And
Pat. Oh, sorry, Pat S just hopped in. I just saw Pat S.
Pat S.
Hey, Pat S.
It's been crazy, man. It's been crazy today. I wanted to hop in though. Hey, gentlemen. I'm sorry. Hello. I apologize.
Shrimp Lightning.
I wanted to say, and I'm glad I waited because I almost brought this up last week, Mark, but I wanted to throw this out, and I might catch a little bit of grief for some people at first because Taika Waititi, or however you say his name, is an executive producer on this show. But I think he's one of these executive producers that just puts his name on it and gets the check. I don't think he has a lot to do with it. If you have Hulu, I highly recommend you invest in the 6 half-hour episodes of Reservation Dogs. It is truly a good show. It's not really geekdom. It doesn't fall in that category. But that's okay. We don't have to watch. Everything that we watch doesn't have to be sci-fi or fantasy and everything. But they do a really good job. I'll give you a quick synopsis. It's about 4 kids who are like in their late teens, maybe 20, 21, and just their life on the reservation and how they're trying to get out. They want to move to California. But it does a really good job of making fun of itself. It laughs at Indian culture, yet still represents it really well. It's very true to life. If you know some people who are, First Nations people, they really are like that. And they have friends who are white, and, they make jokes about their white friends, but then again, they also make jokes about themselves and everything. And it's just a really, really good show. I tell you what, if you just invest the 24 minutes to watch the first episode, if that doesn't have you hooked, then don't watch the rest of it. But I have a feeling it probably will, because it does a really good job of doing it. They have a guy who you'll probably recognize from YouTube who plays like the spirit guide to one of the kids. And, he plays it very much for comic relief. It really is a truly insightful show, and it's really well written. And I would recommend, like I said, it's only 6 episodes on Hulu.
All right, we'll check it out. Got a thumbs up from Pat S, so we'll give it a shot. Yep. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah, buddy. There you go.
Yeah, always look at it. Always good to hear about new stuff that's good. So, I like Superman and Lois.
Does anybody have Hulu though, or am I the only person?
I do have Hulu, but I think you can watch it for free on. You can watch on some shows. You can watch for free on Hulu with commercials. I think. Yep.
That might be.
I am very proud to say I only have Hulu. I do not have the Disney Plus and the ESPN package. I just have I said, what is the basest amount of Hulu that I have to pay for, where I can record stuff and everything, but not do, because I don't even have cable.
I think it's $7 a month for Hulu, but I think Disney owns Hulu now too, or part of it.
Yeah, it's an it's still that weird ABC ESPN. Amalgamate of
Yeah. So it's on FX too. So, but there's lots of ways to find shows. So like FX might have it too, and not just Hulu. I'm not sure, but if you Google it,
Yeah, that's true. There might be an FX app, or if you have regular cable, you could probably watch it on demand and stuff. But no, gentlemen, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Pat. Yep.
All right, buddy. Good to see you.
Out and everything. It's like I said, it's been crazy. If you went ahead and you stopped in at Polly's birthday party,
Yep. I was there.
It's been a nonstop thing since then with
Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of different people. Sunday nights, Mark, you're lucky. You have as many friends as you do, buddy. Sunday nights are
Thank
a
you.
crowded area,
It's crowded.
bud.
Yeah,
It's
well,
all
that's right.
crowded right now, brother. It seems like to me, but yeah,
That
you're right.
dude is that Mike. You are 100%. I'm telling you right now. There's a guy. He's begging me like, Pat, come be produced with me and so. I said, look, the only way I'll work with you, and I'm not being a jerk. It's not like I'm so great. I've produced like 2 other people, but I said the only way I'll do it is if you promise me you'll only live stream. And I said, well, try to find a time. I'm thinking like Monday afternoon, right? Because I don't want him to go against Clobby, but I want to make sure.
Monday at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I want to say you can at 2 a.m. You can on Sundays, every other Sunday, and the 29th on leap year for February.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. But I said, and if you do regular videos, I said, if that's what you do, like if we do 15-minute videos that we produce and we release, and YouTube can put commercials in front of it, right? Because that's what YouTube really loves. Because I got to tell you, I think guys like Clobby and certainly Doomcock and Gary and Loki and Purple, those guys are all going to be grandfathered in. But I'm telling you guys right now, the day of making your bones doing live streaming is coming to an end. At some point, YouTube's going to be like, okay, yeah, you only get X amount of hours unless you have established shows, or you're making us a lot of money.
Short attention span theater, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want clip, short video clips.
Right.
Like, yeah, I think it could be right. Yeah, so you could run video clips, or
because even right
short
now,
videos with commercials.
Right,
yep.
exactly. Even right now, if you go and you clip like Clobby's spinning rack show, right? They actually have. I've done it, right? I went on and watched it. They'll actually have really targeted commercials for stuff. But if you click something for live stream, it'll be like some woman's show on. It's like Christmas is coming on the Hallmark Channel. It's not a targeted commercial. So probably deep down, Hulu goes, "Ooh, I love Clobby's spinning rack, and I hope he gets a lot of super chats for Star Trek and everything." But like I said, guys like him are going to be fine. But like somebody new like this guy, I'm like, dude, you can't do it. There's too much competition. And I said, and I'm not doing another pop culture thing. I don't want to hear about that. I can hardly do it anymore. I can hardly do any more cap. I only have so much about that. That's what Clobby. That's what I like about you, man. I like Mark's show on Sunday. We talk about a lot of retro stuff, but you get something different every night with Clobberin, and at least with that. And I think Loki and Purple do a great job of that too, right? Loki doesn't talk about that every single Monday, Tuesday. He switches it around and stuff. But these people who constantly talk about and this and that, I can't hardly handle it, man. And I don't mind being negative. I hate it as much as everybody else.
I'm with
but
you.
It's like there's a dozen people who do it better, gents. There's a dozen people than you new guy who I don't even know. So I think he's going to do true crime stuff, which for some reason YouTube just can't get enough of that. If there's a missing young white girl who's pretty, we could do 50 videos on that and 1 million people will watch it. It's insane. It really is.
You're
right,
boys, you're right, buddy.
Thank you, Pat S. Yep.
No problem. Have a good night.
Here's the enabling part of the show. So we'll close out with this. So we always like to get people to spend money. So they've got the Board Queen and Lieutenant Worf. I don't really like the Board Queen that much, although that picture doesn't look bad. But I think this Worf is really kick-ass. I think that Worf is awfully good looking.
Dude, $20. That's awesome.
Not bad. Yeah.
Plus shipping, and handling. But I think this Worf, and I think there's only 12 hours left. So if you want to get Worf, and I don't think they've done this figure.
And that's
before.
not going to be at Target, right?
No, this is
like
only through Amigo. I mean, who knows? But
Tops.
Hey, Paulie.
Hey, happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
birthday boy. He's everywhere today.
Who you calling nerds? We ain't no nerds around here.
We're geeks, right? According to Raquel.
We're geeks, not noids.
Noids.
Feliz cumpleaños, Paulie get this for his birthday. Yep.
Nerds. You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of nerds.
And then Punk Waddle say, yeah, cheaper than the Hot Toys War Machine Punisher. Yeah, definitely a lot cheap. Well, the Worf, I guess. Yeah.
What is cheaper than that?
Yeah. But yeah, this Worf looks really good. So maybe
It's a
Paul
good
will get.
likeness.
Yeah, it's I'm.
That is good. Yeah.
The
That's
body
cool.
proportions.
I sent out a tweet earlier today, and I mostly targeted towards Nick Weiser and Tom from Midnight's Edge. But if you've seen the Ultimate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the action figures are awesome, but they're $50 to $60 a piece.
Yeah,
Like Rocksteady, who's a lot bigger. I think he's going to go for 75 when he's released, but I got to tell you, for $20, you can't pass on it. That one looks really good. But you're right, Mark. I don't really like the Borg Queen. I don't really like her. Period.
Yeah, she doesn't look too good. Now, a buddy of mine
proportions are bizarre.
They are really weird. Yeah, and these Migos can be hit or miss like that. I mean, the Morolith looks good. Now, a buddy of mine just found me the Rocketeer one at Target. Have you seen that Migo Rocketeer one? And he found it in Mississippi. So next time I see him, he's bringing it to me. I've got it at least. Have you seen that?
Oh, that's sweet.
It's incredible.
Yeah, that was the Rocketeer one. Yep.
Yeah.
But who made that? That was, you said that was.
It's a Miko one. It's and it was a Target.
Yeah, the Miko, right? Miko.
Found it at Target. We can't find it at the Target around here, of course, because we got jackasses around here, and probably where you are as well, Pat. They go hit these. They go, how they go around. Yeah, there it is. They go buying these up. Yeah, I've got them.
Oh, Mike, I thought you were on that stream. I told that story. We were at Target over here on the west bank of Jefferson Parish, which is a big New Orleans suburb. Yeah. And there's a guy there who I'll say it. I don't care. Let him sue me. Go ahead and find me and sue me. He gives the guy from is it NECA? How do you say it? NECA? And he's
the NECA toys.
Dude, the guy's on the take. The guy's on the take. The guy meets him there, and we see him. So we figured it out. So we were like, "Hey, look, you just give us this Ninja Turtle thing. We won't say I don't care what you do." But no, it's crazy, man. And the guys there's a lady who hides Hot Wheel cars at the Family Dollar down the street from me. She told me. She's like, yeah, I hide some of these cars because my nephew comes in and he knows which cars to buy that are worth money. It's insane. The bigger the city, the worse it is, no doubt.
You're absolutely right. I have this one here, by the way. So that was a diamond. That was a diamond select. That was at Walgreens, believe it or not. But yeah, you're right, dude. And they've got these jackasses that'll hit hit when these toys first hit the street. I mean, in the stands, and they'll go and sell them on eBay and stuff, or comic shops will send assets around to do that stuff. Look at Maximilian down there. You can't find him anywhere. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Oh, that's cool. Yep. I should try to print one of those on the 3D printer. I could probably print that. Yep.
Yeah, I could model it for you.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
How do I look? Like a hood ornament?
Yeah, we'll print it for Clobby. Yep. and then you have to go live on stream with the camera wearing the helmet.
I can wear that. Yeah.
We can wait 5 years and just go with Paulie from Latino Slant to that pawn shop. Were you there for that when he went to that pawn shop and got all that cool stuff? Yeah,
he got me 2 things. He sent them to me. He got me
the Star Trek.
Yeah, Sulu and Scotty from Where No Man Has Gone Before.
Yeah.
I would like to see. Oh, that Jupiter 2. Did you see the Jupiter 2 they just showed?
Yeah, that was cool too. Yeah, and Paulie's saying, my mom literally made clothes for my figures, whose clothes I destroyed. Yeah.
Maximilian looks cool. I want that Jupiter 2.
I think I think mine is better.
Yes, it is better. Yep, you made a way better one than that, dude.
And we got a hoarder. Yeah, now where was the Jupiter 2? No, that's Plan 9. I think I did see
go back
it.
A little bit. Oh, there's the hoarder. Yeah.
The hoarder. Yep. That's okay. I don't know, like the paint job on that.
Okay, boys. I promised myself I'd only stay on for 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to stay to my word this time.
Good.
Well, y'all have a good night. But that stuff's
good to see you, buddy.
But watch Reservation Dogs, but do not watch the new Lost in Space. That's all.
Terrible.
It's not that new, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, well, it's not. The new season never came out, right? It was.
They've had 2 seasons.
I tried to watch the first season. It was terrible.
It was
unwatchable. I would much rather just watch.
Second season was worse, I thought.
Oh,
wow, worse than that?
Yeah, the only thing
that's saying a lot, brother. That was a hard season to get through.
Yeah. Wow.
Night, boys.
Night, buddy. Buddy.
Night, Pat.
So where's the?
It was back a little bit. It was one right before.
I thought I saw the.
The real
You know, that's
deal
what happens
Jupiter 2
when you click and then things disappear. Yeah. Or if I
Yeah.
do
Oh, well,
search for
no biggie.
Jupiter. No, I got it. Now I got to know. Let's see.
I got to know.
Oh, they've got the Landmaster that were in Damnation Alley.
Oh crap! They do.
Oh crap!
We were just looking at that last week.
No.
Oh, you're buying that one, buddy. Oh my goodness.
Oh crap! Gee, the enabling site. We're gonna have an officially.
Oh my, you're in
someone's
trouble.
got to do an enabling theme for us. Yeah. Oh crap! I love that movie.
That looks pretty good there.
Oh, I love the Landmaster. Yeah. Oh, that's such a great vehicle. And
I cannot believe they have a toilet.
Just need this plan has got to come together. We need
yeah, you got right. You got the A-team leader in there. I cannot believe they did that.
Oh God. Oh crap.
Oh,
if anyone would like to send that, no, just kidding. Yeah. Let's see, Jupiter 2. Yep, that's got to show up.
I have a little Johnny Lightning of that. It's like 2 inches wide, and the one with the chariot. Johnny Lightning did the chariot, the robot, and the Jupiter 2. Remember those were the 90s?
Yeah,
Johnny Lightning used to do a lot of those.
Yeah, I remember those. Yep. There we go.
Oh man,
sold out.
Well, that's a relief.
That's a relief. Yeah.
Look how much it is.
Because RMB bought all the models. Now I can't buy it.
RMB probably bought that sucker.
Right, yeah, RMB. Now I can't get it.
He can afford it.
Thank you, RMB.
Oh my goodness! Look at the
look
interior.
at the gorgeous thing.
When I look at this stuff, all I think is, Mark, we could make this stuff. I could model it. You could print it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could,
it's a freaking disc. This is
yeah.
I can make this on my lunch break.
Yeah, this is a pretty simple. What is nice is the interior, and then when they make it light up. So I don't know if they have any of those effects in there, but yeah, that's a pretty simple. I think because the movie is so good. I don't know if you can see my Forbidden Planet.
Dude, is this by Polar Lights? That's the one that made the Enterprise that my friend Scott has.
Let's see who did this.
That was $1,500 for the Polar Lights Enterprise, and it's gigantic.
3 speeds, rechargeable battery. I don't know why that's so expensive, unless it's a pro paint job or maybe it's really huge. Where's the size there? It doesn't give you the size.
Can you see the inside?
Yeah, that's really not that good. It's not showing us. Now here, this is more realistic. Here's
yeah, that's a normal model right there. I didn't see that.
Let's see retail price. Let's see.
Wow,
$104.
Latino Slant says, every time I hang out on these chats, I feel my wallet thinning.
Oh, the pain. Oh, the pain. You bubble-headed booby. That was, that and the Batman TV show were the most important things in my life when I was 8 years old. Lost in space. Oh my goodness!
Well, of course, the Aurora models. That's what everyone remembers.
That looks like an Aurora model there. In fact, it's probably a repro of that.
So this site looks here. We'll put this up just in case anyone wants to buy stuff. Here, let's.
Damn it,
we'll just put that in the.
Oh my goodness! What are those? Was that Space 1999?
Yeah.
Okay. Some cool ships there. This 2001. Wow.
Dune, all the new Dune movies coming out.
Yeah.
And we've got the new Bond coming out.
Poo on that. Oh, look at that. Look, you got the Ferrigno Hulk thingy. What's that there?
Where?
Oh, that's just the series, I guess, right?
Just the DVDs?
Just the DVDs, it looks like.
Right? Oh, yeah, Blu-ray. Is that a Blu-ray?
Blu-ray. Yeah, Blu-ray. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool if they did that in 3D, but I don't think there's enough interest in it.
No, but it is on Blu-ray. That's pretty good.
Maybe I'll sell them mine.
That's probably pretty good copies.
Oh, here we go. Aurora and vintage model kits. Here we go. That's what I wanted to show. Yep.
I wonder if the movies are in there.
Because everyone remembers these as a kid. It's like, fan.
Oh, yeah, the Cyclops. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Is there an Adam Strange? Oh, my. Shut the front door.
Yeah.
An Adam Strange toy? No. I mean, a models kit? Now, you know what? That's retrospective. They never did an Aurora of that one.
I guess they did. Yeah. They must have. Yeah.
No way. The Phantom. I knew they did the Phantom, and they never did the Spirit.
Yeah, I remember Aquaman.
Did Aquaman? Yeah. They did not do the Spirit of the Phantom. Those are like they're doing them now in the. Oh,
it's like a fantasy box. Let's see.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like
I know they did the Phantom of the Spirit.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh, this is just the box.
Oh, they're just making up.
No
You can
model,
buy box
yeah.
art. It's no model.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that figures.
Yeah, just to put on the wall. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool though. I like those old Aurora covers. Remember the old there's a Hawkman and Rock. Remember the old Aurora kit? See, Batman and Superman they did make. I had Batman and Superman. And I love the Superboy one. And they had, remember that old Tyrannosaurus Rex that was gigantic, big orange one?
Yeah, so it's the Aurora classic.
Wow. Adam Strange. Nice. Just a poster though.
That's kind of cool. People just the box. Yeah,
it's a box. So that Superboy one there, that I hadn't painted.
Oh, yeah, goodness. So let's see. Yeah, so like Lon Chaney. Remember that?
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
And then as a kid, so here's all the old classic, with the classic art, Lost in Space.
I see a Hulk down
there. We go. Here's the Cyclops.
Yeah,
this is the classic one. The Cyclops, Lost in Space. Yep.
Cyclops and Lost in Space, and there's the Chariot.
Captain America.
Yeah, so here's.
Yep.
That's a newer one. I think this is a newer one.
I think it's newer,
but, yeah, but these were the classic, the classic Universal Monsters.
Oh, yeah. You can. They're making retros of those now. There's Claude saw one today. Boris Karloff, Frankenstein.
Where's the Batman one? And kids don't really make models today. Really, I don't think it's probably
not.
A few kids, not that many. Yep.
These retro.
The box art's awesome. Yeah, the Batmobile.
Box art's great. The bat plane. Look at the bat plane. Oh my.
Yeah. Yep, that's nice.
Is it just box art or is it actual toy?
Well, I think that was actual. That was a kit. Yeah, that was a kit. Yeah. But here's the classic Wolfman, Lon Chaney.
Nice.
So there's and I love the creature from the Black Lagoon. Yep. So that's a great movie.
That Batman Racquel. I don't think I had it, but I think a friend of mine had that one. That's man.
All the way on the left.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's and that art is amazing too on that box.
It's really good. Yeah.
Let's see that. Oh, that's the. Oh, I did have that Batman model, but not with that cover. That's the cover of the one that looks like Adam West. The model's Adam West. The artwork was done later on. It was Aurora, and then Racquel started doing them over. And for some reason, they put that 70s art on the 60s. 6 Batman. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, that's the Batman. Batman. Yeah, we'll come up with.
Man, there's the great Batmobile.
Yeah, here it is. Yep, here's that one. Yep.
I put that together.
Yeah,
one
it's
time.
Adam West. Yep.
It broke. Oh, by the way, see that one you're just clicking on there? Go down.
That one?
Yeah. Claude just gave me that one. Awesome. The other day. He found it. He had all these sitter. He said, he just handed it to me. I don't have room for it. You can have it. I said, well, I'll take it. What the hell?
And look at the face sculpt. It's great. I mean, that's really
it is great.
That's right on the money.
And that's a new. Is that a new one or that's?
I think that's a fairly fairly newer one. He likes to put them together, that one, that looks new.
That's the original. That's the original.
A new version of the original. You had one you clicked on.
Oh, here
that was more like the old one. That's the one I put together back in it was from the 60s, but I think I got it again in the 80s because I noticed the box art and I put it together. And I'm no good at models, so you used to have Claude.
Yeah, so they must have redone. Yeah, they redid it so you've got better
a few times. But that one, I don't know where he got that one.
Great. Yeah, that looks awesome. Only $23 online. Wow.
Yeah,
that's looking good.
I said, "You sure you want to give this?" He said, "Yeah, I don't have room." All right.
Is he dying?
Say Paulie's asking about zombies.
I don't know. Zombies. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, they've got the Mummy, Wolfman, and Dracula. Those are the classics.
Paulie, are you a zombies fan? The Phantom of the Opera is cool.
Sounds like the worst sports team ever.
That's kind of like a movie there, yeah.
The New York Zombies or whatever.
Hey, God, the Giants they're doing it again. They managed to lose 2 weeks in a row on the final field goal, right?
There were 3 winning field goals. Did you see there was a 66-yard field goal today?
No, where was that?
Ravens beat. I think somebody. The guy that hit the crossbar and went up in the air and then went down under to the right and made it. It was good.
It made it 66 yards.
It was Justin Tucker, who's already had like a 60-something yard before, but 66 is like 3. That's never going to be touched ever. I mean, they barely got it.
So that should be like 8 points in fantasy football then.
Should be a 4-pointer if you can make it from 60. 66.
Yeah, 66. Yeah,
that'll never be touched.
Yeah, here are the classics. Yeah, it's not a great print up. Yeah, but Godzilla. That's incredible. 66 show. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yep. So few.
Wow.
Yeah.
Name, man.
Punk Well saying I like models that don't require glue because I still want to have fun. Yep.
Yeah.
Snap together. Yep. Snap together. I had some Star Trek snap togethers. Yep. So, all right. Well, this is a good spot to end, I think, here. So, yep. We said we're getting off, then we had another tangent and had more fun.
I think Steve
So
had
that's
stuff he
awesome.
wanted to tell us about. Didn't you, Steve?
Oh, you do, Steve? Yep.
No.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay. Because
Not
Steve,
a
I
thing.
think I was thinking of something we could do again together. We haven't done it in a long time, but it's something to do with, I don't know, art or something like that. Maybe one is if it's related to comics, it could be like on the Monday Nighter, which is a comic show. But if not, Wednesdays is Wild Card. So
Okay.
if,
Sure,
if
yeah,
you think of
that's,
one, I mean,
yeah.
animation, something like that. But if it's comic related, I could do it on the Monday Nighter, because it's a Monday night. So
We could talk about animation and use examples from comic book animation.
that would be a like I say,
Good one,
if it's
yeah.
related to comics, Monday. But if not, a Wednesday Wild Card. So yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Anyway, go for it. Orville Nation. Look
Yep.
at that. Hey, Orville Nation.
All
All right. What's up,
all the
PJ?
night owls are showing up.
Yeah, what's up,
Yeah,
PJ?
we're gonna keep going for another few hours. Yeah.
Orville, I can't wait for Orville season 3, man. Good
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I can't wait. We're finally got an announcement. This is, what is it, like 20 years since we got season 2, buddy? I'm
We're waiting
dying
for that.
for it. This is Clobby, by the way, Orville. And man, dude, I can't. They're killing me because I've been wanting to go back and binge the first 2 seasons again for like the zillionth time. But I've been saying I'll wait till the 3rd season's about to come out. I'll wait till the 3rd season's coming out. I've been getting the comics, and I don't even like new comics anymore. But the comics have been okay. And then every time it just, we got to wait till March, dude.
Mark,
yeah.
Paulie says that he just tweeted this out, so stay
All right.
on.
All right. We'll go for a little bit more.
Hey,
You're like,
Paulie should come on then.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, Paulie. I think I sent you the link, but why don't you want to hop
you
on
should
for a
be
few
the,
minutes, Paulie? Let me
got a
send you
link,
the link
Paulie?
again. Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
I think I sent Paulie the link, but I'll send it to him again.
Come on, Paulie.
On the Twitterverse. Yep. Oh, you can't say no now that Clobberin's asking you.
Yeah, come on, man. I was on with him. We were on for like what, 2 or 3 hours today on his birthday stream there.
Yep.
It's his birthday week. His birthday was the other day, but we all had this big celebration for him. And we had some ladies on today, man. We had Nina and Mandy and Arum, and we had Steph. Oh my goodness, that Nina. Whew, she is a cutie.
Calm down, Clobberin times.
Huh? What?
Calm down.
I mean, how can you calm down when you're talking about Nina?
All right, Paul. I just sent you the link on the good old Twitters. So
Come on,
if you want to,
Paulie. I could
But
never
I
just say his name. I have to say it like that. Well, not good.
well, I was gonna say, yeah, the last I mentioned it before, but there we go. There's Arnold. Looking good, yeah.
There you go.
Modeled by Steve Mitchum. Yep. So
Oh, wow, man.
could print that one out. Yep. So at last I saw. Well, I was at Comic-Con in 2019, I guess. Right? Yeah, 2 years ago now. And I was at the Orville panel in New York, and God, they were hysterical. That was like super fun panel. And Scott Grimes had everyone singing, and they're joking about doing a musical number on the Orville. So
Nice.
it was a lot of fun. But that was, and they hadn't even started work. I guess they'd done the bare bones on the season. They're like, we don't have any. Their clip was, we don't have any clips to show. We really haven't started work, but we're going to be coming out with a new season. So that was. But they're great together, and that show is just so well done. I mean, just all the storylines and the same sex storyline with Bordas
about a girl.
but it's just, it makes you think, and it's just not banging over the head. It's just really well written. So that's what I love about that show. Where
I love that show.
And the comedy was a little bit too much in the beginning, but now they've toned it down, I think.
Yeah, they did. It's still the spirit of Star Trek.
There,
though, man.
yeah. And unfortunately, Norm passed away. Norm Macdonald, who was Yaphet. Yep.
Yep.
So he was great actor. Yep. Oh, there's the Picard. Yep.
There's a work in progress here. It looks a lot better now, but
I am a Charles Picard.
Yeah. So we've got someone who wanted to get an airbrush booth.
Paulie's here.
Let me add. Hey, Paulie.
What's up, dude?
Feliz cumpleaños.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
¿Qué tal?
Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Maddie's daddy. Aquí no más.
What you doing, brother?
Staying up late, hanging out with you fools.
Yeah. That's right. It's almost 1 o'clock for you.
Yeah, I'm like on vacation, so I don't got to get up. But Maddie's daddy, man, that's great. You did those designs, bro?
Yeah, started with a cube, and I got laid off from a previous job, and I needed something to impress employers. So I did Lou Ferrigno as the Incredible Hulk, Patrick Stewart, and
Arnie.
Actually, yeah, there's. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of hard to do this, but
very, very talented.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So
it's great work.
And then I also, Mark, you were talking about pencil and paper animation.
Yep.
I just.
Look who's in the chat.
Oh, Drunk 3PO.
What's up,
Mr.
guy?
Mr. Drunk 3PO, it's an honor to have you on Mark's channel.
Thank you for being
Drunk
here. Yep.
3PO. That's what a great name.
Yeah,
it is an awesome name. Yep,
we're big fans.
Big fans and great channel. Yep.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Thanks for
That's
watching.
my boy Jay. He's an incredible guy, man. Just did some work in Mexico. It was pretty riveting. He does a lot of charitable work, and that's what's beautiful about this community, man. And yeah. So what up, brother? I'm sorry. Man. Go ahead, Maddie's.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
Your models are cool.
Your models
your
are
3D design and how you learn it. You're teaching yourself Blender and all that cool stuff. Yep.
Oh yeah. So we should print some of the stuff out.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Actually, I may even hire you because I was thinking. I was a big Lou Ferrigno fan when I was a kid. I was thinking I might hire you to print out my Hulk sculpture. I'm really proud of it. I think it looks just like him.
He's got to fix his 3D printer first.
I'm working on it. Yep, I'll get it going.
Yeah.
Had a snafu. Yep, but we'll get it printing some cool stuff. Well, I did I just did this. I got to send that to Nick, so I have an Eddie there. I didn't design this, but that's just with a 3D printer.
Hey,
and then
what is that?
Got to paint it.
Mark,
that's Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, show off some of the 3D work you have to the chat, man.
Oh, sure. Yep. Let me go grab my Doomsday machine. If you guys want to chat,
go for it, man. Yeah.
Let me stop the cam here. Yep.
We got you. Well, he's made some unbelievable stuff with that 3D printer. He's made a Doomsday machine. He made one for himself and for Racquel, and he's done a lot of he's everything from like making some stands for a lot of his Legos and his Micronauts, to there you go. That's nice too. Wow.
The everything's getting washed out because of the glare from the screens or whatever. But this one is so this one's the one I made for the game.
Okay.
This is the one I made for the Dark Knight game.
We're gonna need to get that off the phone so we can see it better, man.
Yeah, you could.
I wasn't prepared to
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got. Yeah, I could. Sometime I'll put my demo reel up. And you guys can see all my 2D and 3D animation.
Jay and anyone new that's hanging out right now. What's great with Mark D and all these guys is they have incredible collections. You go around Mark's office. It's that's what I love. Yeah, let's see that, bro.
Go solo.
So here's the. Oh yeah, let me click the solo. Thank you. Here, this is actually just a smaller version. I've got the bigger one at work that I printed for Racquel. So I just have this is actually a '94 Christmas ornament. The Micro Machine would work. So it's just a quick paint job, but I thought it came out pretty good. I got a little purple in there, and it's it's fun with a 3D printer. You just use your imagination, or you can find models online and print things. So I'm making a stand for this so that it'll. I printed the stand, and then it's going to go through the bottom with clear plastic. So this will stand like this, and and I'm probably going to do a Y or another base for the Enterprise. But there's just so many things you can do with the 3D printer. It's just so much fun. So like here, I printed these Micronaut stands. I love the Micronauts. So this was Toy Polloi had posted a video about this. So I printed these these clear stands on it. So it's a simple thing, but I have a video on this on my channel, but the nice thing is then you can, display your figures better and, do a nice, diorama or things like that. Also did a repair video because these guys are 40 plus years old. So as we get older and our back goes out of whack, so you got to replace the rubber bands in the figures. So that's one thing that's fun to do. And, here you always love to display stuff. So here's some of the old figures, they're Lego. Down goes that guy just fell. But here's some of the Lego, Lego figures. And I made the bases for them. It's a simple thing in the 3D printer, but you had to measure each one to get the right size. And that way they don't topple over. So you just have a base, because they don't come with a base. So with the base,
right.
Here's the here's like
So with your 3D printer, you're creating the base.
I'm printing the base here, yeah. So here's like and there's and I have a video on how to do that. It's a really simple, it's a simple thing to do. But in the old days,
I love it.
How would you get, how would you make your own base? I mean, my day job we do manufacturing, so you'd have to make a mold and spend thousands of dollars to make a custom.
Be a whole thing.
To be a whole,
a lot of figures don't come with the base.
You got any Star Wars?
Well, let me show us. Yeah, let me show the Star Trek. These guys are pretty cool.
Oh, he's got Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yeah, don't mean to hijack your stream.
No, dude. No, this is all fun.
You got a captive audience, Mark.
Let's show the stuff. Show the stuff. So here's the Spock Lego, oversized figure. So if you want to compare, to the smaller size. So this was someone had put the models up. So here's a fantastic invisible woman to compare the size. Yep. So you can print. You print these. So you print. Here we got Kirk and Spock, of course, and you've got to. There's some work in doing these. It's not too bad, but you've got to fit the parts together and then paint them. And what's nice about 3D printing, like you can buy the blue here and the gold, and just have the shirts printed like that. And of course, then we got
wow.
Grab Scotty and Corey here.
Yep,
that's impressive, bro.
Just the tip of the iceberg. If you've seen his basement and his other rooms are just crazy.
So these are fun, fun figures.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's and you can learn 3D printing. There's so many great YouTube channels out there. I'm not trying to reinvent that wheel. So some of the videos, what I'll do, I'll link to those guys that do some fantastic videos. So to teach you, so that's how I taught myself. Was just you got to go go online and try to figure it out. There's no user manual like how do I 3D print. So Funkwell saying it's come a long way. So I would say Prusa, if you wanted to get like Steve, if you wanted to, this was the enabling segment to try to get people to spend money. So Prusa 3D printer, and I'd be glad to give you tips and help you. But here's I'll just put that link in the chat. So that's a fun thing that you can do with with all your models. You'd be able to print some of them out. So here, let me share the screen here real quick.
And probably end up doing more sculpting.
And then you end up doing more sculpting. So
sometimes I think about switching and seeing if I get a job with like Sideshow Collectibles or somebody, even though I love animation.
Yeah.
How big is this?
Well, that's a very small machine. That's like a desktop machine. So and this one, they've got the new i3. So they've got different sizes here. So let's see if we go to them. So we've got the larger size, which is the i3. Now this is a resin printer. So what that does, it prints upside down, and it's additive. So it'll the platen will come down, and it'll make a layer, then come up, and it uses lighting, UV LEDs, to cure the layers of the resin. So It's much more accurate than the additive 3D. Well, that's more accurate for like small figures. And then this is the.
What do these run? What are the prices on these?
So they're pretty cheap. So the kit's $350 for the small one, and $400. So I mean, you're not talking, a ton of money to get. I would say don't go out and spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a printer. Start small and see if you like it. And and Prusa is there's a ton of brands out there, but Prusa is probably one of the more well-regarded ones right now. And with something like this, let's see. I'm trying to see what the sizes are here. But yeah, you can do all kinds of small little figures and signs, and there's just so many things you can print. So I'm trying to see what the size here. I think it's is this 120 by 120? Let's see what the build volume here. That's what I want to check. Yeah, so 7 inches by 7 inches by 7 inches. So I mean, you could easily print something like this would fit on there, or these figures, or what you do, you slice the pieces and you print like the shirt separately, the legs, and you can put the pieces together to get a much bigger figure.
And then you have to hand paint them afterwards, right?
Yeah, then you have to paint it. But something like this, I mean, there's minimal painting because I bought the skin tone resin, and then you got black, you got red, the gold was hand painted. And then actually the eyes and the mouth are actually black. So, and the hair is not even painted either. So just real minimal painting. I mean, if you want to go all out, and people will sand everything down. But for something like this, it's, kind of a rough, kind of works being a rough figure. And the same thing with the Doomsday Machine. The nice thing about printing those for people is, it doesn't have to be, perfect texture, because it is, basically like a paper mache windsock. So let's see what if we can show. Yeah, so Thomas Salander, this is one of the great YouTube people out there. So let's just skip to showing you how it's printing. He's going through and doing a nice review here. So if you get into 3D printing, I'd say sub to his channel. Let's see if he's got it.
Wow.
Printing at the end, but there's a lot of it's not automatic. It's not like a microwave where you boom, it's ready to go. You just put your. So I'm trying to see if he's showing he's not showing it printing there.
He's just talking.
He's just talking.
He's just talking with this crazy shirt.
Yeah,
seems like showing the printing would be.
Yeah, let's see if we.
Right. So one of the big selling points.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's show us how it prints. Yep, that's the finish. Well, see, I think they're catering to people that
more techies.
Techies, yeah. So it's like,
yeah.
let's show us. So here, let's just do 3D printing.
Did we lose Clobby?
What'd I do?
No, I hadn't heard you in a while. I was wondering if we.
Oh, I'm here, man. I'm here, bro.
There we go. Yep.
Well, wake up.
Hey, I'm not in the driver's seat. This is Mark's channel, brother.
He's been chilling for hours. He was on our stream earlier too.
That was a great stream, buddy.
Clobby is everywhere.
Yeah, we had a good time, man.
Yeah, man, it was a great stream, dude. Yeah, it really was amazing, man.
I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed to Latino Slam, but like I was telling Arwen and Mark, I don't get notifications, or even you, Clobby, I don't get notifications for your channel either. Clobby posts on Facebook, and that's how I see them.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
Double check everyone. I mean, like everyone's channels. You got
to click the bell for one thing.
They scrubbed my channel for like a couple dozen.
I guess
I
was one of those guys.
You got to click the bell too.
Yeah, I know, Mike.
You got that? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I used to watch your channel. I watched you did some.
Yeah.
You did some fundraisers, and you had some. Yeah, I think you had some actors from La Bamba, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. We're always bringing in. We're working on Danny Trejo for next month.
Nice.
Great. That's tough. That's been tough, but
Yeah.
You know,
He keeps pushing it back.
I met
But,
him, spoke to him in Spanish, and he looked at me like I was insane. I was like, okay.
Oh, he doesn't know Spanish.
Is that
the
it? Really?
Danny's from the valley, man. You know, like he grew up. He didn't grow up with Spanish.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That
That's
explains
a
why he looked
lot
at me
of
like I was.
Well, that's like my
Yeah.
buddy growing up. He was Asian, so every time we went to a Chinese restaurant, they'd start speaking to him. He's like, "Sorry, I don't speak." They look at him kind of like, "What do you mean you don't speak?" You know, Mandarin.
When my ex-wife and I were dating, and we'd go for sushi, and I would speak in Chinese, and then they'd always start talking to her, and she'd be like, "I don't know what you're saying."
Yeah, we do have a lot of people that have been married and don't live in basements, thankfully. Yep, we're trying to break those stereotypes. Yep.
Yeah, let's get those salty nerd guys on here. They'll tell you a thing or two.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Well, YouTube was really wonky last night during Saturday Night Star Trek.
Yeah,
chats were disappearing. Just all kind of crazy stuff that's going on.
Well, you remember today that I had all these membership comments.
Yeah.
And they weren't coming up in the StreamYard. So Mexican Iron Man was literally texting me.
Mm-hmm.
He was screen grabbing the membership comments in the chat. You know, they have that new feature.
I can't figure out how to make them. I remember it. I can't figure out how to make one of those comments like that.
Well, okay. Well, what it does is that when you reach a certain plateau, like 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is, when you go and hit super chat, it'll come up as an option or it won't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Based on your time, and then it's almost like a freebie. You know, instead of paying for a chat, it gives you, hey, here's your landmark chat, and it's free.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why it's green. Anyways, those weren't showing up on my StreamYard at all, man.
That's great. Why are you doing this to me, Mark? What have I ever done to you?
Wow, look at that.
There was a vicious rumor that maybe I might be printing this someday for you.
Oh my god!
Oh,
that's for Blake 7, one of my all-time favorite shows.
Oh, that's Blake's. See, I thought that was like a kiddies version of some Star Trek ship or something.
That's the Liberator from Blake 7. Oh my goodness,
Paula, you're like a nerd light, right? Like kind of in, but not like the rest of us losers.
The
Well,
I wouldn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't say about comics or sci-fi. I'm pretty knowledgeable, but more on movies and then Latino music and
your music big time, man. Your movies too.
Yeah, because I could tell you like dates and stuff regarding certain artists,
right?
Or I'll follow an artist that's coming up and track their career or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But or follow a film director, or stuff like that.
Do you?
You know your stuff, dude. You know that. Yeah.
Do you mainly stick to Latino stuff? Because everything I've seen has been like Latino actors or
So it's the Latino slant, dog.
Well, but
what do you want from me, dog?
Although remember when you were doing remember when you were doing the movies to lose friends by though? So that was fun.
Movies to lose friends by.
Yeah. Well, it's just wait. Well, there's so much to cover.
You did a Shang-Chi. Didn't you do a Shang-Chi review?
Oh yeah, there's so much to cover.
Gotcha.
And Paulie, we're the only two people that like that movie. I mean, not too many people. I really loved it.
I know, right?
I still haven't seen it yet, but I'm a little worried because I've been a Shang-Chi fan for you don't know me, Paulie, but I've been doing kung fu since probably before you were born, and I was a big Shang-Chi fan when I was a kid, and so it's like the Holy Grail for me. I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
Hail Snowdub. What up, Snow?
Hail
Snowdub. Yep.
Snowdub. So so Clobby did not like it, and Mark did, and I'm really stingy with my movie going dollar. So
And he's worse than me, by the way. I just thought
I am nobody's worse than you.
You were the worst, way worse critic than me, dude.
Only of stuff.
You're the only one.
Lord Thoth is the toughest critic, I think, though, right?
And I've known Clobby since we were both, like embryos. We've been friends for a long
about
time.
40 years now. We've been friends for about 40 years.
Stop giving away our ages, Mike.
Only 38, maybe 38.
I'm gonna start giving away your address. But like Latino Slam, Paulie. My expectations are going to be pretty high for Shang-Chi.
Wow,
that's not
cool.
That's not 3D printed either.
No, that's
yeah, no.
I am what they would call in this country. They would refer to me as a kung fu master, but in reality, I'm an advanced beginner.
Yeah.
It shows you the messed up state of martial arts.
Paulie, you're an instructor in Brazilian
JJ.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm a black belt. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it? The questions get harder as they go along.
Yeah, man.
Long time. Huh?
Not too long. Not too long.
Okay.
Since 04.
That's a good one.
17 years.
I got into it late. I could have gotten into jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai like in the mid 90s. My friend was really trying to get me into it, and he finally talked me into it in 04.
So you
That's a really good combination.
Gracie
jiu-jitsu, you said, or Brazilian, or
well, it's all Gracie at the end of the day. It's all Gracie. But Reggie Johnson, who's been in some of the panels with you guys, he's my Taekwondo. He's my classic. He's classic Taekwondo, old school Taekwondo, not Olympic style. He's my teacher in that, and then I teach him the ground on jiu-jitsu.
Right. Nice.
So I've been
Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu. It's a really good all-around combination.
Yeah.
Muay Thai fighters.
Yeah, you gotta know both. It's good to know both.
Yeah, because most fights seem to end up on the ground. So my friends who knew, I had a friend who studied Gracie jiu-jitsu, and just and he's not as big as me, but once you get into a fight, we're sparring or fooling around. The way you can work someone's arm or leg or go against their joints, and you can really wreck someone up pretty quickly if they don't know what they're doing. So, and I think we were talking about when Shang-Chi came out. I don't know if I played the clip, but he was a football player in D1, went into a bar and picked a fight with two smaller wrestlers who happened to know jiu-jitsu, and it didn't go well for the big D1 jock on the football team. It didn't end so well for him. So he was picking on the smaller guys, and hey, guess what? The smaller guys actually knew how to fight, and so yeah, if you know your stuff,
yeah. I mean, really, if you do like 6 months hardcore jiu-jitsu, then I take them up against any idiot on the street.
I would if somebody were going to ask me what should I study to be able to defend myself in real life, I'd say probably BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai or Western boxing, and then like a Filipino
Western boxing, yes,
yeah, or and then a Filipino martial art, especially if you're like smaller or a woman, because Filipino martial arts are sword / knife / stick / empty hand. Because I mentioned that they were all designed the movement. If you have a sword, but if you don't have a sword, you can do the same movement with a stick, and then the same thing with a knife, the same thing with your hand. So and they basically threw away anything that wasn't, And you probably know this, Paulie, but the poorer the country is, the better their martial arts are.
That's a great point. My masters they also added a little dirty judo.
Mm.
And it's basically like close contact manipulation, throws and shit like that. And it's not like like you're clean, like it's not like you're real jiu-jitsu judo, but it does the job, or it's some cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's really the person, because there are styles that they're like Krav Maga, you know, but there are people who are just who can fight with no, you know. I had students when I taught. I had a guy who will never be able to defend himself because he just doesn't have that mental attitude, you know, the ferociousness or the fierceness, or whatever you want to call it. And some people are clumsy, and some people are clumsy and are always going to be that way. Although, you know, if you ever sparred a clumsy guy, sometimes they're really hard because they mess up your, you know, they zig when you're thinking they're going to zag, you know. So you know, you can never tell. People say, hey, if I study this, will I be able to beat that guy? And my answer is always no. You'll just be better than you are now, but you'll never be able to say, you know, because like somebody may walk up to Paulie and think, oh, I'm going to kick this guy's ass, and not know that he does BJJ and Muay Thai, you know. So,
well, you know, the thing is, I always tell people, because which one's the best? So they're all great. You just gotta, if you really want to know which one is good for you, go and audit different classes.
Yeah.
You know, I could tell you what my favorite, or what or if you want like some practical use, or what, it just depends on what you want to use it for.
Yeah.
You know, but they still exist, from kung fu to karate to Hapkido. I know some Hapkido. I love Hapkido. You know, they all still exist for a reason, you know, because people carry the traditions. They love it. And that's it, you know.
Well, a lot of I'm mostly a kung fu practitioner. I've done a little bit of Muay Thai and a little bit of Filipino martial arts and some other stuff. But like we were talking last time, that kung fu, especially in this country, has kind of gotten tied up with, you know, kind of the hippie new age, you know. So there are kung fu people who could fight. There are some Bruce Lees and Don the Dragon Wilsons and Kung Lees out there. I don't know if you know who Kung Lee is, but
yeah,
that dude. I met him a couple of times. That dude, I was just playing around with him, and you know, I'm 6'1" ish, so I'm I'm at least a half a foot taller than this guy, and I stood and I was a good fighter. I only got beat once as a black belt. I was pretty good under that, but when I became a black belt, I got more confidence. I was only beaten once, although tournaments is, you know, it's not fighting per se, but I would stand no chance against that dude. And he's a kung fu guy. I mean, he does Vietnamese kung fu. Don the Dragon Wilson was world champion. Of course, Bruce. And a lot of people say Bruce never fought. Bull crap. He fought on rooftop. That's the reason he came to the United States, because he punctured the lung of the chief of police's son in a fight in an alley. You know, so but in this country,
let me tell you, I'm a black belt, but like, you know, whether it's like one of my old masters or a couple of these older black belts that I've rolled with, I'm like, you know, I'm like a rag doll. I go, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna put my white belt back on. But those are like that. I have not done in a while. I actually, what I'll do is I'll like, you know, go if there's a black belt that I know in a different state or something. I haven't done it in a while, obviously, with what happened this past year and a half too, really just stopped a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And most of the people I train are in the entertainment business. So they're like, you know, they just kind of want it light and easy, you know, so
get it a shape, you know, kind of stuff. Yeah,
it's the exact stage shape, you know,
little self-defense,
little self-defense. Don't hurt the wrists. You know, it's like, but I need to go get my ass kicked. So what I'll do is I'll go travel and just, you know, like if there's a black belt that I know, I'll just go get my ass kicked for a couple of weeks. I haven't done that in a while. I used to love that, man. I used to love that.
Yeah, as Matthew Pounder saying, "Hail Matthew, I'm a black belt in Wimpo." But that's true. Like, one of my best buds, Rob, God rest his soul, was a smaller guy, 5'5", but he was a deadly guy. Like, and a smaller guy too sometimes would surprise the bigger guys, and took a little bit of martial arts, but not that we were experts. But he had that killer spirit or killer eye of the tiger, whatever you want to call it. You know, you didn't want to mess. You didn't want to mess with him. You know, other guys, you know, or big guys can be, you know, the nicest guy in the world. It seems sometimes. Like I told that story before, but my buddy who worked in the boatyard with his dad, and some guys in a diner late at night started picking on us or said a couple of things, and then as Anthony was almost 7 feet tall, so the guy, he starts to stand up, and as I describe it, Anthony kept standing up, and the guy was started, and he looked, and he's like, "Oh, I wasn't talking to you," you know, as Anthony's looking down, and plus he was, you know, he moved motors all day, so you know, boat engines, and he would have been able to, he would probably have destroyed the guy. So, you know, he's like, you know, but he was probably one of the nicest guys. You know, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. Wouldn't hurt a fly, but other guys are just nasty, mean, and you know, when you're playing sports, like there was a guy growing up on the hockey team was another smaller guy, but he would take out guys, you know, 50 pounds bigger just because of the way, you know, he hit and he moved and he was fearless, you know. So that makes a big difference too when you get, you know, when you get into a fight, God forbid, you know, it's you know, not that you want to plan for that or think about it, but it's just, you know, it's just you got to have that, you know, can't, you know, either run or fight, you know, don't go in between and kind of put up a defense and not win.
Here's the thing, and Maddie's daddy, you know, back me up on this. When you're training that much, when you get to that level where you've created a pause in your life, you're gonna see that situation coming ahead. You won't, you know, you literally won't have to run away. You'll walk away before, or you'll diffuse the situation, because if you get to a point where you're like, you know, you failed as a martial artist. You know what I'm saying? But you know the story of the Gracies, right?
The big picture story. Is there something like specific? You talking about like Helio and how his brothers used to kick his ass?
Well, yeah, and how they were two little guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, Carlos and Helio, right?
He's like 5'6" or something, right?
And so they would get beat up a lot.
Yeah.
And was it Carlos? One of them was asthmatic. So the Count Coma from Japan had come to Brazil, like this is like over 100 years ago. And he taught those guys, and then what they did, they took it and kind of like crafted it for themselves for small people, you know, which, man, small people are freaking deadly, man. Those are the ones I always just don't like rolling with.
Are you a tall guy?
They create such 6'1".
Okay, so you're my size, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a compression issue. So you're just always having to be smaller than the other guy, and then it's a different, completely different dynamic than anything on your feet, because what are you trying to do? You're always trying to create that space, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not in jiu-jitsu.
I was talking. We were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. My big brother is about 6 inches shorter than I am. He's a little guy, although he has. So for you non-martial artists, you can learn all the techniques in the world, but if you don't have what I call fighting spirit, it won't make a difference. You have to go in, and your mind has to be clear, and you have to be able to not freeze up, and that kind of stuff. And I would say that fighting spirit a lot of times will overcome even training and technique. My brother has the fighting spirit, and he would go and fight much bigger guys. But I noticed something from watching my brother and the other little guys. So our Kung Fu club was different. We're old school. We're hardcore. We would hold like with your feet and your head off the floor, and a guy'd come running across your abs and stuff. Combat boots on, whatever. And my teacher was a little guy. And he didn't really teach the tall guys as well as he taught the little guys. I think he thought that life was just so easy. If you're over 5'10" or something, life is just too easy for you. But one thing I noticed, because he would separate us and teach everybody individually, is the shorter guys would get in close on the big guys, because big guys, especially for a striking art, we're comfortable, out here. But the smaller the guys are, and you can see this in conversation, because taller guys, I don't know where my camera's. Taller guys are going to, just in normal conversation, fighting, are going to stay further away than shorter guys will. We just have a further comfort zone. And a little guy, if they're smart and they're trained well, will get in close on a bigger guy. And we forget everything we ever learned, because we're not used to somebody, breaking that line of defense, So I don't know how that plays out with jiu-jitsu, because it's kind of designed to get in close.
See, yeah. So that's why every jiu-jitsu practitioner should learn how to strike, because you gotta learn how to not take a punch. Obviously, we all get hit in training, but how it's coming and how you're gonna defend it, because the ultimate goal is to grab that opponent and take him to the ground, get in close, which people on their feet can't stand. Right. And I have some fun to really like mean potato techniques on how to wrap yourself around your opponent when they're striking or kicking. That's the funnest thing to teach for me. I love it, because once you're on the floor, then it's
game over, man.
It's different.
If you know jiu-jitsu, but if like I was talking before, I grew up, with wrestlers as best friends, working out with them, and I was a pretty big guy. I could bench press, like 330, 350, but didn't really know, fighting per se. But then you'd start wrestling with my buddies who were, captains of the wrestling team, and you're like, crap, God, they've got these moves, and then they get your arm or your joint or lock you up, and it doesn't matter how strong you are. They're gonna take you down. So and if you like never get in a fight with a wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy, because most of the fights I've seen in bars or been in or been around, it's like there's a couple of punches, either the guy gets knocked out on one or two punches, or it ends up on the ground, and then the guy that knows wrestling or jiu-jitsu, is going to break the guy's arm, and the guy's going to submit, or then it's over. But
neutralize
the person. Yeah. So it's
the most vicious jiu-jitsu people are the former wrestlers. Oh man, those guys are amazing. Those guys are amazing how they move their bodies on the floor.
And you think you're going to grab them, and you think you're tough, plus when you're 18 or 19, you're tough stuff. Or like I was telling you, I was doing some karate at school, and there's a karate club, and one of the guys was from the Philippines, and sparring for fun. And you think you're hot stuff after, you're getting you're able to block some punches. I told the story before, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, Mark, watch what I do here." He's like, "Just don't move for." And I felt this tap, and it was like kicks that just touched me on the face.
Oh wow.
It's like, you grew up in the Philippines. It's like, maybe I'm not so good. It's
some of those people in the Philippines, I don't know how much you know about Filipino martial arts, Paulie, but like the priestesses, Ernesto Priestes and can't think of his brother. These guys, that's all they did day and night, and they beat the hell out of each other. And
tough.
But yeah, because the idea is for if you, like Clobby's never done martial arts, I don't think, is that doesn't matter your techniques. If you can't get hit and still keep a clear head, it's over. You could have the best technique and you can be the fastest, but if you're not used to that's why people underestimate boxers a lot, because a lot of martial artists think, boxers, they only have 4 techniques.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, good
that's
luck with that one.
That's a strength, because for one, they get really good at those 4 techniques. The jab, the cross, the hook, and the uppercut, and they do them millions of times.
Over and over. Yeah.
And then the other thing is, and he's like, watch Rocky, the first one. He's like, he keeps getting hit and he keeps coming. And that's the thing about boxers is they get used to that. There was an interview with Will Smith when he was playing Ali, and he said he started hearing this ringing in the back of his head all the time. And his trainer said, "Oh, you'll get used to it." Will Smith said, "I don't want to get used to it."
Well, you remember the first time you got clocked in the face or spar? I remember the first time I got nailed, and I was like, "Wow, that doesn't feel so good." It didn't seem to hurt Rocky that much in the movie, but I'm sure you guys remember that. Yeah.
Oh, the thing is that it happens all the time, so you get used to it, and then every time I'm training someone new, those are the worst because those are the guys that cause the most injuries or they get injured. So
because they're trying to prove themselves.
Well, if they're trying to prove themselves, then they're a bad student, and that's when I usually don't take on those types of people as students.
Right.
They're just the ones that are eager, which is different, right? Because it's not their ego, but they're just eager, and I get it. There's still a process, especially for if you're an older man, older guy, and you're starting the jiu-jitsu. It's really difficult because you have a completely different idea on how you work your body and what strength is. You pretty much have to let it go, and either way, you when you're teaching white belts, you get smacked around just as the teacher. But that shit happens, I mean, and then you get used to it. So whenever you're teaching someone for the first time and maybe there's a heel that gets in the way by accident, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "It's not the first time I've been hit. Come on, let's keep going." Hit me some more. I like it.
Have you? So this is maybe a little controversial, but do you have any experience with Kyushu Jitsu?
What?
Or do you know what I'm talking about? Am I speaking a different pressure point fighting? I used to think that it was a bunch of crap, and then I went to a seminar where a guy knocked me out by twisting pressure points on my arm, and he twisted 2 points here, and then with these held, smacked me there, and I was out. And
I haven't really, yeah.
I would encourage you to find a seminar somewhere. Well, you're over 40, aren't you?
No, he's 39.
He's 39.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
51.
51. Yeah, they won't knock you out then because it's too dangerous for anybody over 40. But I was knocked out, and it was a very eye-opening experience. And the arguments that I've heard is people say, you'll never be able to do that in a real fight, as if, because I think in a grappling situation, one of the pressure points that they taught me was under the jaw here, and he pressed up in. And I've seen people in the UFC all wrapped up, and the guy's got his hand here on the guy's gi, and he's punching him. I'm thinking, man, he just knocked that guy right out.
Is that legal?
It would be more. Is it legal?
In UFC to do a pressure point?
It's probably not.
I don't think anybody's ever done one. It used to be no eye gouging and no biting and no kicking to the groin. I think they've added more rules.
Because that was the classic. It was Gracie versus who was the first fight? That was Gracie versus the very first UFC. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but that was.
I mean, there was Tank Abbott was in there, and
but there were basically no rules. Yeah, it was no eye gouging and no. I mean, you could break limbs and that. Yeah, and you could.
Yeah, there was. I think there was no biting, no eye gouging, and
Well, you could kick and knee when the person's on the floor, trying to get up. That's nasty.
It was brutal. That first one. Yeah.
They've cleaned up a lot of that. But no, that sounds interesting.
It's. I think you should check it out with an open mind. I thought that I was going to go in there and just show this guy, and it really opened, especially. But it's true you couldn't do it in a full speed fists and feet thing. But I think it's mostly meant for grappling. The first move in Tai Chi, I explained to them, is a grappling move. It's this move that I was taught was pushing somebody. And the guy said, no, this hand is on the back of your neck. And the guy says, when they come in, they grab a hold of it. This hand's on the back of the guy's neck, and this hand is touching the carotid sinus right here. It sends a signal to your heart saying you're about to have a stroke, and you pass out. And you pass out while you're on your feet.
Oh wow!
the deadly part of that is you're not. It's not like from
That's
exhaustion
cool.
or something where you come
You're
down.
out.
You
You're
accept
out,
yourself.
right? Yeah.
You're asleep when you're here, and your head could bounce right off the concrete. And I was a skeptic until I saw some of these guys do some of these things and did some to me. And I told Mark during his Shang-Chi thing that when he knocked me out, I wasn't asleep. I was still awake, but all my voluntary muscles were gone and my vision was gone. And I could hear everything. And they said, sit him up, cross his legs. And I felt somebody hitting me in the back of the head. And my vision started coming in from the edges like an old TV, warming up. And when I heard one of my students say, look at his eyes. And everybody was laughing. And then the guy that did this was a little guy.
What's up, my guy?
He was,
up,
hey,
Brett.
Brett.
Happy
¿Cómo
birthday.
estás? Órale.
¿Él habla español también? Brett Cohen?
Yo?
Brett Cohen.
Oh, I don't know.
You were speaking in Spanish, so I just thought, yeah.
That's just my thing, man.
We'll get Brett.
No problema.
Brett answers in the chat. Yep.
Pero yo hablo chino también, y chino es más fácil que español. So, yeah, I was saying Chinese is easier than Spanish.
¿A chino?
Sí.
¿Es más difícil?
Más difícil.
No.
Los verbos
los
verbos en español tienen 6 formas. 7 español. En chino, un palabra solo. So, ir. Yo voy, tú vas, nosotros vamos. En chino, zo, 我走, 你走, 他们走, 我们走. So one word, every verb just has one form. No past tense, no future tense, no conjugation. Para mí, español es el más difícil idioma en el mundo, including Italian.
No, English is
so much. Well, the spelling in English.
Meat or meat. That's
but anyways, we're talking about martial arts.
Sorry.
You asked me earlier, like what I get like nerdy on. So that's definitely one of them. Because it took me what 10 years to become a black belt. Mm-hmm. You're spending a lot of time, what I mean, training, and I love it, man. I love it so much.
I'm in Vegas, so I mean, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu. UFC is 5 miles from here.
Huge,
but it's expensive. So I would love to study Brazilian jiu-jitsu and add that to my my mix, my blend. Because people think mixed martial arts is a new thing. It's not. If you study Chinese styles, they're all mixed martial arts. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, So if anyone's wondering what they should take, I mean, boxing is great, and boxing is great, and
great shape too.
Yeah.
Or an easy, like a taekwondo, that's like the McDonald's, like the easy, like the gateway into martial arts.
Mark called it a McDojo.
McDojo, yeah. My friend was working with a YouTube site, and he kind of got in I wouldn't say trouble, but just so much harassment because there's all these fake dojos out there. So they're kind of exposing, the 2-bit, charlatans, and they called them McDojos because, they just take your money. And, on the one hand, you did get into shape, I guess, but they were just total hoaxes and frauds in terms of what they were teaching. And but it became really nasty on the interwebs. So he kind of got out of doing it. But a lot of phony people out there, unfortunately, that will take your money.
Yep.
Yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme playing Frank Dukes, a fraud playing a fraud. I mean,
fraud. Yeah. So if people don't know, Frank Dukes, that whole was it Bloodsport, right?
Yeah,
was a movie. So a lot of the stuff that he said he did, and it's a fantastic movie. God, I love the movie Bloodsport. It's a fun movie. But all the stuff, the tournament and everything was all made up BS that he invented. So
we're on Mark D with the Mark C with the D, whatever.
Mark D with the C.
Mark D with the C.
Mark D with the C. Yeah. And then I think even Jay came by. We're talking about martial arts. I mean, Mexican Iron Man is my newest student.
Yeah.
Great, awesome.
Cool.
But with him,
Oh, wait, so
it's
you're back east?
He's on vacation.
You're on
I'm just here for
vacation,
a
right?
week, but
Yeah.
we'll do virtual training. But with him, it's just a lot of calisthenics, a lot of what I want to do here with him. Interesting enough is get his basic boxing form down. So when we're teaching it virtually, he knows how to move. Because
he's been relying on his repulsor raise too much. He's got to be able to physically fight, right?
No.
Yes.
I'm joking.
Yeah. No, because we all need cardio, especially as we get older. We all, and shadow boxing is amazing.
Yeah.
Shadow boxing. And then if you add your kicks, like your generic kicks, your side kicks, your roundhouses, I mean, that's such a great workout. And then if you have
just
a
to
bag,
stay in shape, you're talking, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're that's a whole nother thing, right? Maddie's
get up there.
When we're getting older, we're not training to go and fight or compete.
Yeah. Those
not.
days. I would, 10 years ago, when I was 10 years old, I was pretty good, and I was pretty confident that I could fight a guy or two in most situations, of just normal guys off the street. And now it's like, I let me go stretch. And you don't, you get, no matter how hard you train, I mean, if Bruce Lee were alive today, let's face it, that guy was the fastest. Never seen anybody move that fast. And even the cameraman said, hey, you need to slow down. We're not catching that. You need to do it again slower. But, that guy would be 75 now, and he'd be, it's, Paulie, you're probably a little bit younger than me and Clobby, but I mean,
he is. He's a young man.
But you've got. I don't have the gray hair, unfortunately, but I'm very old.
He's even older than me, dude.
I'm older than
girlfriend
Clobby.
Says it's not gray, it's white.
No. Mine grew in blonde.
Salt
Paulie,
and
it grew in blonde. I
don't have. Yeah, there you go. I don't have a dad bod. I have a father figure.
Shit, I forgot. That was funny. I forgot my line of thinking. I'm getting tired.
You are tired, dude. You've had a long day, brother. You've been all over the place, man.
Yeah,
out on the water.
Tienes sueño.
Oh.
Yo también. Nice. I started to say it in Italian. Yo también. Yeah. I've been studying Italian, and so now I can't speak either language right. I speak Spitalian. So.
It's Italian.
You got to remember what language to answer, and yeah.
Well, Paulie, man, it was good. It was good meeting you and talking to you, dude. I am going to. I've got some robots to animate for 9 o'clock.
All right.
So I got to get to it. So really, really good talking to you, and I will. Hopefully, I'll start getting your notifications. But if not, Clobby will probably post.
I'll tell you. So, I always try to post.
We'll tell you. Yep.
So mucho gusto, señor.
Take care. Take care. Say hi to Maddie. Yep. Thank you. Thanks for being
Absolutely
there.
will.
Take care, brother.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you. Yep. Take care.
Good, man.
Great guy. Yep. He's awesome.
Buddy.
Yep.
Man, you got an eventful day. Well, bro, good to see you. I'm glad you hung out with us, man.
Thank you. Yep. Appreciate it. Happy birthday. Yep. I dropped into your stream and said, sent you a little super sticker, but I had to get it back out to do yard work, so I couldn't hang around. But so the missus didn't get too mad.
I think I read it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
He saw it. It was.
That was a lot of fun. I was
glad you had a good day. Canadian Spider-Man swung in.
Hey, what's up, Canadian Spider-Man? What's up, brother?
Does whatever a Canadian spider can.
Yeah. Great guy.
That's cool, man. Got some friends here. Brett Cohen. Make sure you guys, if you haven't, subscribe to Mark D. He's cool as shit. I love his office. I always bug him. Hey man, let me see more of your office.
I appreciate it, Paul. Yep, thanks for tweeting that out, and thanks for being here. And happy birthday, and many, many more. So,
my brother, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the invite, man. Thanks for you're always so warm and welcoming. God bless everyone, and I'll see you later this week.
All right, bud. Love you, bud. Be good, man. Take care.
Take care. Good night.
Love you too, brother. Peace.
Peace. Yep. Oh, it was great. Yeah. So we
Yeah,
got
man.
drunk 3PO stopped in. So that was
Yeah, that's
we were going to stop
amazing,
streaming, but yeah. So got to say hi to Jay. So that was awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go.
Oh, I should have grabbed my 3PO figure. Where is it?
Oh wow, it's too late now.
Too
I'm
late.
pretty sure he's
Too
probably
late.
gone.
Yeah, I know. It's gone now. Yep. But yeah, I think this is well, we were trying to wrap up, but I'm sorry, Canadian Spider-Man, you just hopped in, but you can catch me and Clobberin Times tomorrow night, 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Yeah.
On his channel, we're gonna be talking Marvel 2-in-1. I was gonna try to read all the reread a bunch of the comics today, but that got derailed. I read about the first 5 issues. I got to read a few more tonight, reread them again. But
I'm gonna do that too.
Yep. God, Ben was. We'll save it for tomorrow. But Ben was a real jerk in that
He was
first
a real
issue,
jerk.
wasn't
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh man, was he? I was about to. That was one of the things I was going to talk to about.
Yeah, so we'll talk about
Trevor
that.
wrote him
Yeah.
like a Jagoff.
Yeah, I was like, what was going on? That's not Ben Grimm.
Geez, Steve Gerber was a weirdo, dude. Sorry.
Yeah. But we'll save that for tomorrow. And Punk
Yeah,
Waddle's
yeah.
saying, yeah. So Arn left an hour and a half ago, and I'm still here. Yeah. Well, thank you for hanging with us,
Punk
Punk
Waddle.
Waddle. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
you guys
Yeah.
are great.
We appreciate it. So why don't we? We'll just everyone knows where to find us, but check out tomorrow night. Check out the Clobberin Times channel for that Marvel 2-in-1 special. Check Twitter, check YouTube for your notifications, and yep, we'll be back with Marvel 2-in-1, and I'll have some toy videos and be back for Sunday Night Trek. I might be camping this weekend, so I don't know what's going to happen for Saturday Night
Wow.
Trek. So we'll see what happens if I'm or maybe I'll just check in from the campsite. But yeah, we had some clunkers last week. But yeah,
This
and
week's
one thing I
pretty
want to
good.
ask is how did Data lose in that game to that guy in that stretch?
Remember, he didn't
particular-
lose. He just played not to. I mean,
yeah, but how? Come on,
win
wouldn't
or
Data
whatever.
be able to win in any game like that? I would think. But that's just
yeah,
a pet peeve,
good question.
right? I mean,
I'm with
against the I don't know, but yeah, that was a pet peeve on that. But that episode wasn't too bad. But yeah,
No.
the first couple up I watched. Actually, I thought you were going to do 4 episodes. So I watched the first 2. The first 2 were pretty good. I thought
we wanted to
decent.
cut it off, so we could start this third season fresh.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, then you don't do it. I think the show went just as long as the other ones, though, right? Because we have so much fun in the chat and hanging
Yes.
out. So
Yes.
it was just as long. Yep. But
Yep.
so all right. So everyone catch us tomorrow night. Yeah, Punk Waddle's a trooper. And I was waiting for the laundry to finish, so that was my poor planning. So yeah, so thank you to Canadian Spider-Man, Punk Waddle, Just Another Red Shirt, Brett Cohen. Who else was here? Of course, we had Arwen was on before,
Dadman.
and Matthew Pounder, Dadman, Snow Dub, Pat S stopped in for a little bit.
Maddie's daddy.
Maddie's daddy, of course, and Paulie. Thank you to Latino Slant, sub to his channel. And also, of course, Jay was in there too. So that was that was
Shout
great
out to
see.
Drunk
So, 3PO. Wow, that was cool to have him stop in. So anyone else I'm missing?
Retro, look at that.
Is Retro here?
Yeah, Retro. Good
Good morning, yeah, Retro.
On the way out, bro.
Good morning, goodbye. Yeah,
Mighty Zarquan.
Yeah, there we go. So as I always say, when I can't remember something,
Bridges smashed. The computer's inoperative.
that's what my mind feels like.
Captain
sometimes.
Deckard was here.
Yep, Captain Deckard. Yep, thank you, Captain. And Retro, hope you're doing great. And it's been sorry, yeah, you can watch the rewind. Yep. So yeah, but it's been a lot of fun. And Retro, have a great day, because your day is just starting across the pond there. So, and enjoy that news about Chibnall being gone and or the old showrunner coming back. We'll see what happens. But yeah, you're probably right. But I'm an optimist, so we'll see what. We'll see what happens. So, but at least you're getting someone who's had a good track record on the show.
If he doesn't wipe
we'll see.
the slate clean, don't matter. But go for it.
Yeah. Well, maybe the new doctor will wake up and that'll be some kind of crazy scenario. They could wipe that out pretty easily too. But
but won't.
But won't. Yep. So yep. And thank you, Steve. All right. So let's play this outro here. And catch everyone tomorrow night, hopefully, on Clobberin Times channel. And if I can find my outro here we go. I'm still figuring out the StreamYard thing. Here we go. Good night, everyone. Thanks.